going live in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and we're live! Hello all and welcome back to the INVICTUS stream. My name, as always, is Mr. Sherlock Holmes, and I am here with the very lovely Miss Sherlock Holmes.
Oh, hello.
And the fantastic Mr. Sherlock Holmes.
Mrs. Sherlock Holmes.
My apologies, I was wrong. Welcome to the Sherlock Holmes stream. This is Wednesday night. It's the INVICTUS stream. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Wednesday night, and I am so freaking happy to be here.
Crickets?
I didn't crickets. I did the round of applause. You guys aren't on INVICTUS. That's why.
Wow.
Oh, that's the
I
problem.
just thought you go like this. For
No, it's Wednesday night. That means we are here streaming for you guys with some role-playing action. It has been a long week, and I am officially on vacation. So I am pulling Alex. I have a bottle of gin behind me, a glass half empty, and a silly game up my sleeve. But it is not me GMing tonight. I know. I'm sure a lot of you read that title and went, 3 Sherlock Holmes and a vampire. This is definitely a Harlan game. No. Oh, no. This is the one and only Joe Fallak bringing this to the table tonight.
What?
Letting her weird flag fly. And, of course, Justin Thomas James is along for the ride in a weird hat and scarfy thing.
Ooh.
If you are watching this right now live on Facebook, first and foremost, it's not live on Facebook. First and foremost, it is an 18+ show. Tonight is going to have a lot of... Justin doesn't have the sound effects on, so he can't hear any of this.
Oh, yes, I can. I heard that quite well, thank you.
But, so if you're uncomfortable with 18+ things, if you don't like the no-no words and the graphic violence that you're about to experience, then you go ahead and you close the video. But before you do, you make sure to like it and subscribe to us. It feeds us with hamster pellets, as discussed last week. Also, please make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And within the Facebook realm of love, make sure you join the Facebook group. The Facebook
Don't forget
group.
MySpace!
And MySpace? Don't you want Tom as your friend? And Friendster? What other dead social media networks are there?
MSN Messenger.
Oh my god, add me on MSN, please.
God.
Bloop, bloop. What was the sound effect? I can't remember.
Yeah, I think
Something
that was
like
it.
that, right?
Yeah.
That was it.
Exactly that.
It was exactly that. Record it, sell it, $1 million. For some reason. Make sure you join the Facebook group. Facebook group is where we get together and we talk and we share ideas and stories, experiences, and just funny memes. And this week we've had a ton of great stuff. Chris Lawrence posted a great question about, remembering your best GM experience or PC experience. A lot of fun stuff that happened this week. But this week, as you know, we reward most valuable post to the post or posts that sort of stand out amongst the rest. And this week I would like to award it to the one and only handsome Mr. Rob Donaldson from Oz for his Timothy, the herald of the outer gods, siren of the dark song, bringer of year zero. And he posted a picture of Timothy and asked Timothy, the herald of the outer gods, is, what was it, unhappy? Why?
Yeah, something like that.
It was fucking hilarious. It was just so good. And I think he posted it on my last day of work this week because I said I'm on vacation. And I'm like looking through and I'm like, oh, fucking work. And I see this, I'm like, yep, best thing I've ever seen. So Timothy is the mascot for the INVICTUS stream going forward. It is now the Timothy stream until Joe tells me to change it back. Well done, Rob. Fucking awesome. Just this is good. See, it's not hard to be MVP. Just tickle my really bizarre sense of humor.
And come up with a genius mascot.
Fucking A.
Is the messenger of the outer god. The
Herald of the outer gods. Siren of the dark song.
Why is he most displeased to die?
That was it. Why is he most displeased? And bringer of year zero. Bringer of year zero.
What's going on over there? Disco dance party?
Justin's gone blue.
I got special lights for my vocal booth.
Just because? Wait, hold on. Explain that. Lights for your vocal booth?
Is it to influence your reading?
Originally, it was for my lighting to be able to see, but then I managed to pick up this really cool option that I could change all of the colors.
Looks like my gaming keyboard.
Yeah.
Like a disco discotheque.
It's
Disco
very
Mary
cool.
Poppins Sherlock
Disco
Holmes.
Mary
You're
Poppins.
gonna be so messed up by the end of this. You're gonna be like, I
Fucking
can't
love
see
it.
straight. Where am I, man?
Amazing.
Yes, do not watch this stream if you suffer from epilepsy
Or hallucinations.
conditions with, yeah.
Or you can't have your funny bone tickled a bit too much, because tonight's gonna be crazy, man. So yeah, well done, Rob, for winning MVP by being quirky and just being you.
It's also almost the beginning of the month.
That's right. Which was on my next
Yeah.
list to
Rent
talk
is
about.
due.
No, but if you are a Patreon supporter, there is a big old fat email coming your way on the 1st of the month. Maybe after tonight's stream, actually. That's right. Everything that we played so far this month at the $5 or higher reward tier, backing us on Patreon, means you're going to get our campaign notes, which means you're going to get Coda, you're going to get... What are the other games we played? Oh, Chapters of the Undefeated, 9 and 10.
9 and 10.
Yep, you're going to get tonight's game as well as Swashbuckler's Life 4. Which there's a lot there. It's not that bad, actually. There's a few notes. But it's all over the map. Whether, I mean, you have 6 pages of Joe's neatly typed notes or a few lines of Alex's crazy swashbuckler adventure. You're going to get all of that at the $5 or higher reward tier. So expect that email shortly if you are that reward tier. And also, if you're part of our Undefeated, which means you've backed at $10 or higher, you're going to get a short video, probably about 10 to 15 minutes in length, coming at you on the 1st as well, which is going to be us talking about, first and foremost, sort of a review of those games, some behind-the-scenes details, and sort of a multitude of other things we're going to be talking about. So expect that as well. 2 awesome rewards for a bunch of awesome people.
And thank you for your support.
Oh my God, thank you for your support so much. And if you haven't supported already and are considering it, you should do it. The link is in the description to the video. Do it.
Do it, coward.
Oh God, no! You're not a coward. That's so mean. But you should. But you should. But for real, the description is in the video. Link is in the description. What? The thing is in the thing. You know what I mean. You do you. And just that's the thing with patrons. So do a good job, and you'll get your good stuff. Where else are we at? That's everything we
Can I
needed to
plug
say.
you on that?
Please.
18 plus show.
I already said that.
Oh, okay.
I think we're done, right?
I think we're done.
Is
We
that
ready to
what-
do this?
Done.
Who wants to play
Stream's
3?
over.
Who wants to play 3 Sherlock Holmes and a vampire?
Let's do
Ooh,
it.
I do.
Oops. Because
love
I
to-
really do.
love playing games.
No, it's not the kind of game, Mary Poppins. All right, well, without further ado, because we're here to game anyway. Ladies and gentlemen, 3 Sherlock Holmes and a vampire.
Alright, so we're just gonna get right into this game. We don't have like an official prologue because this is like a one-shot, one-pager that none of us have played before. So we're gonna kind of bumble through it all together and learn the rules as we go along. So you guys can learn the game while we play, and then our Patreon supporters, like Harlan mentioned earlier, will have a copy of everything that we did together tonight, so you can play later with your game crew.
Or play with yourself.
I mean, as you are wont to do. So the first thing that the 3 of us are going to do as players, because this is a GM-less system, we're all going to roll a d6, and the number that we roll, and this is a secret roll, that's going to let us know, A, what our suspicious vampire quirks are, and B, if we are indeed a vampire or we just seem like one. So go ahead and roll a d6.
I do want to shout out real quick and just say that I have my 2 d6s for tonight are from DragonCon 2016 and from DragonCon 2017. These are from Mark Lane.
Nice.
What?
Thanks,
Yeah.
Mark.
Thank you, Mark.
All right, let's rock and roll.
Let's rock and roll.
Rock and roll.
Okay. So
Okay.
I know exactly how quirky I am.
Me also.
Me as well.
Okay, now that we have that first detail out of the way, I'm gonna begin describing the scene. It was a dark and stormy night, classically. Rain is pounding down on the cobblestone pavement of England somewhere. Pounding on the ceiling or the roof tiles of an old museum. I'm picturing like iron railing surrounding the outskirts of this huge building. I'm picturing lightning in the sky. I'm picturing gas lamps, or are we thinking electric lights?
Gas lamps.
Oh, gas, of course.
Yes, so it's kind of like lit the clouds from below greenly. And through this deluge, a figure is making his way up the wide stone steps and opens the door into the museum. This big, heavy door. As he enters the main foyer of the museum, he regards the scene around him, taking in every small detail, and spots at the very far end of the lobby leading into the main exhibit a body on the ground, lying where he was expecting it to be. There are splashes of blood around the scene. There are a number of pieces of there are a few items that merit some investigation. Perhaps some footprints, perhaps some trace fingerprints. Who knows? Who are we looking at, Harlan?
I am the one and only Sherlock Holmes. The one and only. And this is how Sherlock Holmes thinks of himself, of course, because it is important to feel like the one and only in this day and age, with those other buffoons out there. Sherlock Holmes steps forward. I'm wearing what I'm wearing now, of course, my Sherlock Holmes investigative outfit that I have hanging in my investigative closet that Watson hands to me before I go out on an investigation. He's a tall man, 6'4". He has a beard for some reason, and his hair is sort of swooped to the side and extremely thinning, but he's not embarrassed by it because everyone thins, eventually. Everyone gets old. Don't look at me that way. He steps into the dimly lit hallway, takes his corncob pipe, knocks the ashes out onto the floor, and realizes that he's also just left some ashes on the scene. Oh shit, he says as he swipes them under a nearby table. This is he. Me. That's who I am. I've described myself.
Okay.
What do I do now? Oh, Joe's left. I was like, why are you ignoring me?
It's not enough, man. Keep it going.
Yeah, right?
I'm back. I'm sorry. What did I miss?
I've described myself. What do I do now?
Great. I wish that I was there for the description, but as it is,
I look like me.
Great. You're going to choose from the...
I roll a 1d10, correct? For the scene detail?
Scene details, correct.
Perfect. So, as Sherlock Holmes enters the alley, he spots a bookshelf. He walks over to it and glances at their titles protruding outwards. A red-bound book strikes Sherlock's eye, and I look at it. And I speak everything, obviously, in third person. Not third person, but out loud, rather. Interesting! Brick by Brick, a memoir. I've never heard of this. I pull the book out and look at it. It's by Tim the Tower. What a bizarre name, I say as I slide it back into the shelf and stroke my beard.
Just as you slide the spine of the book back into the bookshelf, you hear the sound of the main door to the museum open.
Who goes there?
Hello? Hello, I assume it is me, Sherlock Holmes.
Ah,
Hello?
you!
I have arrived. Oh, you're already here.
Yes, I'm the first one here.
And a lovely lady steps through the front door, and she shakes off an umbrella. Oh, so much rain. Oh, it's raining cats and dogs out there, I dare say. And she shakes it off in the front foyer, getting water everywhere. And then she slips it across her shoulder in a sling, and she holds out a hand to this other Sherlock. And you can see she's very, very well dressed, and she's wearing a nice skirt, but very professional, and also a nice hat. And she has a floral scarf, and she reaches and says, "Pleased to see you again, Sherlock."
Yes. It's always a pleasure to see you, Sherlock.
Sherlock-Mary-Poppins.
Yes,
Thank you.
very good. Now, why are you here? This was my scene. I thought we covered this. I thought we said that the first Sherlock to arrive should get the scene, and then the other ones need to back off a bit.
Now, Sherlock, that's hardly fair, isn't it?
Well,
I believe there is a saying that has been turned into a song, and it is called "Sharing is Caring."
no, if you sing again, I swear to God, out of the 16 numbers of the last murder case,
When you have a murder
God.
case and you have got to find things out, best thing to do is not be selfish.
Sherlock,
Get
may I-
a friend and...
Why?
Sherlock.
Listen. Fine, fair enough. If we're going to share this crime scene, then obviously we need to work together, and singing isn't going to be the thing.
I agree to disagree, for when you have a song to sing, everything becomes easier. You can find the most delightful things if you sing the song with me. Now
Right.
sing
Well,
the song
listen.
with me.
Maybe we'll sing when we find something else to go on besides our own cheerful dispositions, I believe you'd call it.
Indeed, Sherlock, what have you found so far? Show me the crime scene.
Well, you look for yourself. Does he look for scene details now too, I assume?
Yeah, go ahead and roll a d10. Sherlock-Mary-Holmes-Poppins, is it?
Indeed, very well done. Roll a d10, you say?
Yes, and then of those, whichever number you roll, the scene details that I sent you, you can choose one or the other of the details.
Ah, I see. So immediately my eye is drawn to the floor, where right next to the body is the most gorgeous Persian rug I have ever seen. And I step down and I say, "Wow, what do you think the thread count is on this, Sherlock?"
Yes, I know what you're saying, that the blood must have seeped through quickly enough. If we can decipher the thread count, perhaps we can work backwards at understanding the time of death by understanding how the drippage would go through. And this is what you're saying about the rug, of course.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, indeed.
Very brilliant idea.
Please.
As the two of you stand over the rug examining the thread count and not indeed the dead body lying directly beside it, you hear kind of a jaunty whistling coming from the lane through the deluge of the storm. I'm not going to do maybe like a...
Oh no. He's here.
Lovely whistling, though.
He's getting better.
And the door slams open with a crack of lightning illuminating behind a teenage boy. Hi there!
Oh, hello.
The investigation can begin, 'cause I'm here. It's me, Sherlock Holmes.
Right. I thought we said we're not going to use that name, all three of us. I thought we were going to do other things.
What you mean? That's my name.
Well, yes. Mine carried a certain weight to it at one point, before all this.
Well, you know, can't say that my parents did a bad job naming me Sherlock just like you.
And Mary Poppins Sherlock Holmes stands up and walks over to this young boy, and she starts scrubbing vigorously at your cheek and says, "Where have you been? When was the last time you had a bath?"
Oi, Mum, get off me.
But you're dirty, dear.
And he looks around the room. Oh, right, mess this is here.
Right.
Gosh.
And Sherlock pushes past you and locks the door behind you and says, we're not letting the fourth one in, not today. Just gonna leave it here, all right? He is not welcome.
He's already there, look. And I point out the window, and out in the rain, there's a man with a pipe, a novelty pipe, and a novelty Sherlock hat, and he's
giant glasses.
Giant glasses, and he just puts his head down.
Just looking through a magnifying glass the whole way back to the bus station.
Good. We don't want him in. We all agree we don't like him. He's the bad.
Oh, it's that guy.
Oh, he's the worst.
What's this? And Sherlock Holmes, he's dressed in like kind of a houndstooth onesie, and like a hat with a propeller on the top.
Ooh.
And little round spectacles. He kind of like trudges over to the corners of the room. What's this I spot here? There's way too much cat hair in here for this to be a really well kept museum. I've never been in here before anyway, but this is so strange. My goodness. What else have you guys seen in here so far? We've got a body here and a nice rug and some kind of...
The body? Wait! Hold on! And then all of a sudden, like, I'd react to the body.
What?
There's been murder. Right. No, of course. I mean, yes, let's investigate the body, perhaps. I mean, I found a book. You found whatever you found, and
Cat hair. Way too much of it.
Perhaps a Persian cat.
What'd you say is that, Mum?
Well, if you look at the rug, it is Persian itself. I can tell because I've seen many, many pieces of upholstery and... What is the word? What is a rug a type of?
Rug's a type of...
Tapestry?
Phallatry.
No, it's like
What is it called?
Finticle.
Tile? Something?
Packer
it's
tissue.
like
Textile.
a loom craft.
Textile, thank you!
I know. I see where you're going with this now. You're saying
Yes, it's a textile.
that the Persian rug, purr for cat, that the cat could be purring on the rug and could have witnessed the crime. So we should find the cat and question it. I couldn't agree more.
You have earned yourself a sugar cube. Here you go.
Oh. You know, it's not all bad when you come. I do quite like these sugars. It is the war and the rations on. Very good. Right, so I'll take a look at the crime scene and see if I can spot something.
That's a great idea.
So now I roll a clue prompt?
Yeah, roll a clue prompt.
Alright, so Sherlock Holmes walks over to the body, very stiff here, looks over at the young boy and Mary Poppins, and walks forward, and trips over a little bit of stair, and carries himself up, and looks down and sees... My God. Everyone stand back. Don't breathe a muscle. He takes into his pocket and retrieves the tiniest tweezers you've ever seen. Everyone don't breathe! And he bends down, without arching his back or bending his legs. He squats almost completely over, pinches the tiniest single hair from the rug and brings it up. Now this might not seem important, but I almost... And as he says that, the hair just lifts off from the end. God! No!
Get it! Oh, get it!
Everyone, get it! And he dives forward and tries to cut nothing. Is it? Can anyone see it? Mary Poppins, can you feather dust it out of the air?
Oh, that's a good idea, but I forgot my feather duster.
Why did you forget your feather duster? It's the only thing you're good for.
What? I also have an umbrella.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean that.
I pull out my umbrella, and I open it, and I hold it down. And that way, if something falls from the sky, the surface area will be quite much larger than a hand.
Right.
That's a good idea.
Thank you, young... Oh, you still have muck in your hair.
Oh, I'm sorry,
When was the
Mum.
last time you brushed it?
Never.
I don't see
I
that
never
hair.
have.
That hair was the most important... Actually, you know what? It probably wasn't that important at all. In fact, it was probably the least important piece of evidence we're ever going to find ever tonight. I mean, it also could have been...
So, what if it was the whole clue for the whole case?
Right, but we're going to say it wasn't because I didn't want to lose the most important piece. And he takes his tweezers and tucks them back into his pocket.
That's fair.
Does anyone else see anything? And he walks over and crosses his legs in the corner. Sort of pouts out the window.
Well, what I see is a great big mess. So I'm going to get that broom over there and begin sweeping things into one central location that we can sweep up later. Perhaps that will help with clues.
Or maybe we'll find the hair, but it seems weird because there's all this cat hair. Was it a cat hair?
No. It was probably the murderer's hair. It doesn't matter. Don't move the evidence. Don't sweep it up. We need to keep everything as it is. In fact, why don't you try looking for a clue for once? It always seems to be me the one who finds the clues, which lead to the bigger clues, which lead to the murderer being caught.
Sweeping.
Don't sweep!
Cry of seed.
And
Make
Sherlock
a nice pile of
hops
broom.
up and grabs the broom from Sherlock Poppins' hands. Don't sweep anymore. You're stirring up everything.
Now it is Sherlock-Mary-Poppins.
Right, Sherlock-Mary whatever the fuck. I'm telling you, if you sweep... What?
Look what the broom has swept up.
Oh.
And Mary Poppins bends over slowly and
slower. Go slower.
Oh, Mary Poppins,
oh God. What am I rolling at?
just say, your neck is very beautiful in this light.
All right, take your hormones down a notch. It's a D20.
I just have to say, she's got a very lovely neck, does she not?
Oh. Well, thank you.
Yes, it's
read
very-
it every day.
Kind of pearlescent and very long and kind of alabaster. My goodness. Oh
Yes,
dear.
alabaster is the way I would describe it.
So sorry, ma'am.
I
What's
think
that? Did you found?
there is something here in this pile, young lad. I'm going to roll a d6.
20.
D20.
D20. Yeah, at the
Oh.
very bottom of the PDF is where you'll find the clue prompts.
Oh, the PFD.
Oh, well, will you look at this? It seems that I have swept all of this dirt and cat hair into a shape beneath it. Look! And I sweep away the dust and all of the stuff that's accumulated in the pile. And underneath, on the hardwood floors of the museum, is a stain. But this is a stain unlike any other. This stain looks like a bowl of spaghetti. See, look!
Oh.
There it is, see? With the strands all pointed out in different directions. Very oddly shaped, wouldn't you say?
My God. My God,
That's quite spectacular, Mum. Look at this.
Oh.
And he gets it all down on his hands and knees and is looking at it real clearly. What do you think this made of? It's kind of a reddish colour, no?
Reddish? What is red and could leave a stain?
Spaghetti.
Tomato sauce.
Shape of a spaghetti bowl.
A cherry tomato.
Yes.
Indeed.
A tomato.
So,
Maybe
who-
a beet. Is it a beet?
A strawberry.
perhaps
A cherry.
there's only one way to find out. Sherlock,
Red dye. Yes.
Yes.
I suggest.
No, he said Sherlock. You're Sherlock. He said Sherlock.
I spit a bit on a napkin and I say, take my napkin.
No, thank
dab
you.
it
No, I don't want to
into-
touch that.
dab
No,
it
thank you.
into
No, that's
Sherlock.
gross. No,
Sherlock, I'm only
that's
gonna
gross.
say this once.
I don't want to touch
Sherlock.
that. No. You spit into it. Why would I touch it?
Now
You spit into
listen
it.
to me
You're
right
very dirty.
here.
I don't want to. Please help me.
I'm giving you a stern look.
I don't want to be looked at like that. Do you think there are bats in these dark tops? Look at these dark
Fine.
corners.
You do it,
Bats-
lad. Take my napkin, dab it in the stain, and
Don't
taste
touch
it.
it.
If it tastes like tomato, then it was tomato sauce.
Oh, it's a good idea. Oh, just one moment. And he does. Tap, tap, tap.
Oh my God.
Kind of.
Now watch and learn how a good boy acts, Sherlock.
Does kind of smell like a romesco or something. Maybe marinara. And sticks it in his mouth.
What about a bolognese?
It's jam.
Jam?
Jam.
It's jam.
Are
Jam?
you sure it isn't jelly?
What about a preservative?
Jelly don't shake like that.
Oh. Interesting thing to say.
Yes, it's clearly a strawberry jam, Mum.
Oh, let me taste.
Here you are.
Well, if it's jam then, and I pull out a cracker from my pocket. Well, if we're going to do it, we'll do it right. And he scraped the floor with little
Like
bits of
covered in hair.
yeah, and like little bits of like wood.
Now, why would we can assume this was the perpetrator?
Yes, of
I
course.
think probably the person who came in here had some kind of a jelly snack before, or maybe after murdering our dear suspect here, which, by the way, I don't think we've even looked at properly.
No, you know we always look at the body last after everyone's found a clue. This is how we do it fairly.
Well, you're
That's right.
right. This
Luckily,
is
the jelly murderer has been caught last year, remember? When he left those sticky fingers all over Miss Perpetrue's attic?
Ah, of course,
That's true.
course.
That's true.
There were bats in that attic, I remember very fondly. Beautiful things.
You got a thing about bats.
I got to think
That's
lots of
kind
things.
funny.
What's funny about it? Bats are beautiful creatures.
Yes, or they're just like little flying mouses, aren't they?
That's an ignorant view of bats. Bats are so much more than that. They how could you?
It is rather.
They're so much more. Such an ignorant way to think of them.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
no, of course. Yes, that is a very ignorant view. You
It's
should
very
learn more
ignorant view.
about bats.
They
are
echolocation. Do you know any idea what this
little
is?
creatures.
They can't even
have
see. They
diseases
send sounds
from
out and they
the
come
Black
back and then they
Plague
have to see things
to
and they can't even
Lyme
see through them
disease.
and they hang from the upside down where they sleep. This is beautiful
Well,
things, creatures.
I'm just a little boy.
And I don't care. If you use the Sherlock Holmes names, you've got to use the Sherlock Holmes noodle. Ouch.
Yes,
You're a
sir.
little boy with lots of muck and grime on your neck.
Yes,
Look at
Mum.
all of this grime on your neck. I'm just going to clean it
Oh.
all off until it's nice and polished and shiny. Oh, look at that.
Yes, clean the bat hater.
Skin. Oh.
And say, well, lad, why don't you find a clue for once? It seems like me and Poppy is always doing the work.
Oh, how dare you call me by my pet name?
Ah, well, you didn't mind it the other week when we were fucking.
Children.
Apology. Never mind. It was not.
Yes, why don't you look around, young whippersnapper? See what you can find.
All right, give me a moment here. What if we go? I mean, it's the murder's here in this main lobby area, but perhaps the murder was I don't know. Maybe the murder was elsewhere in the museum.
Of course, he was out there in the museum.
Prior to this murder happening, and little Sherlock.
Oh, Sherlock.
Little Sherlock opens the left door into one of the exhibits and turns on his torch, his gas. Oh, lights a lantern. Looks around and what's this here now? On the floor, he kind of stoops down and picks up. It's a golden figurine, isn't it? Look at this.
My
And
God.
holds up. It's an Oscar.
An Oscar.
Oh, this is one of those American things, isn't it?
Why, I don't know what it is, but it's a boy. It's a statue of a boy.
There's no penis on it. How do you know?
Look at this. There's a bit of blood on this statue. Would you think this was maybe a murder weapon?
Well, now
Are
we
you sure
don't
it
know
was?
for sure. It could be jam, and I licked the blood.
It could be.
That's blood.
Well, I'm glad I didn't taste it.
Yes. I'm thinking this probably was the murder weapon. But it's impossible to tell. The blood is only superficial. It's not in the statue, you know? It's on the surface.
I mean,
Perhaps.
I think you just ate that dead boy's blood.
No. Enough of this. Let's look at the body. And I step away from the Oscar and wipe a bit of the red off my lip.
What sort of injury is on this body?
Right. Well, let me look at this, and I bend down and I see a man, black hair. Can we describe the scene, or do you have the
Yep.
scene?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
perfect.
We all take he turns,
A
describing what has
Caucasian
happened.
male with black hair has a chunk missing out of his skull. You can see his brain and blood pooling on the Persian carpet beneath him. I look down and meet his glance. His eyes are open, his mouth agape in a petrified scream like this. My God! I stand back up. Do you know who this is?
Indeed I do. It happens to be a very good friend of mine, the chimney sweep. Oh,
Hi, Mum.
yeah.
I know this chimney sweep quite well.
Yes,
And
we
then
all do.
little Sherlock bends down and examines his hands. But look, you can see here, he's got all cleaned up for the night, didn't he? He's not got all of his regular soot on him.
No.
Someone washed him off.
Now, why would they wash off the chimney sweep before taking a piece of his brain?
Very curious, isn't it?
Curiouser and curiouser.
Now what is this in his hand? And I reach underneath, I haul his body over where one of his hand has been hidden. And he's holding a bouquet of flowers.
Ah, yes, it all makes sense now.
Is he a flower salesman too?
No, it's sedimentary, my dear friend. He's holding the flowers that he took from that vase, and I look over to an empty table with no vase on it. Well, the vase might have been taken by the killer.
And we hear a little woof, 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 woof. Oh,
Someone shut that cat up.
what's this? And little Sherlock runs into the previous room where he found the golden statue. It's a Shih Tzu. I found a little doggy.
Well, don't swear, there's no need for it.
No,
Not a Shih Tzu! Where is it? Where is
this
it?
dog is clearly an important clue in this case.
Do you need to wash your feet then?
Uh,
If you have shit on your shoes, don't track it in here. This is a crime scene.
no, I mean, I might need to wash my shoes, but it's an unrelated case. Mum will let me know.
You keep that dog away from me.
We don't want poo on the carpet.
No, but look, this dog's carrying another statue.
We don't want poo on the
Is it
carpet.
another Oscar?
It's the same Oscar, he just got it. It's like he's related somehow.
It's also like he's interfering with the crime scene. I say he goes out in the rain.
I don't want poo on the carpet.
No, don't put him out in the rain, Mum.
But he is a dog, and dogs are meant to be outside.
What if he knows
When
something?
You walk on all four legs, and you have to move.
All right. Listen, let's stop with the songs, Poppins.
Ooh, ooh,
My
do,
God.
Oh, good, you know this one.
do. Yeah, it's my favourite one.
We've sung it together, and that is why you will never see me with a dog around. And this dog happens to be in the same room, so it should go outside.
Yes, and don't get poo on the carpet. Now, if you look here, these blood stains indicate that his body's been moved. That means he was killed in a separate part of this house. He also is missing a piece of his brain, which means something need to dig a hole out of it. Now, this is only the parlor of the museum. There are 16 exhibits, including the Egyptian exhibit, the Neanderthal exhibit, the... I'm not going to say that exhibit, and then something else exhibit. Let's do that. Let's find out where
Have you
this
ever
body
been
was
to a
moved from.
museum in your whole life?
I've used to own a museum.
I doubt it.
That was a lie. But you
Yes.
didn't know that until I admitted it.
Tell me something, Sherlock.
I'll tell you two things.
Good. Where'd you come from?
Australia.
Australia?
Yes. I lost the accent.
That's fine.
What's your second question?
Oh, I just wanted to know where you came to love bats so much.
Why is this obsession about bats? Because they're beautiful, majestic creatures?
We just wanted to know because you're talking about them basically every day of your life.
You know what? Let's just get this out on the table. We all know what the elephant in the room is, and it's not that giant stuffed mammoth over there. It's the V word. I think we should all just say it. Get it over with.
Velociraptor.
No,
Right,
don't
right.
play dumb. We've all read the papers. We've all heard the scenes. We've all seen the crimes. That's why I came here.
Victorian era.
You stop that. It's not the invention of Viagra neither. We all know.
Valentine's Day. It's Valentine's Day, isn't it?
Oh, indeed, it is Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, Sherlock.
Happy Valentine's
Can I see
Day.
your neck? I'm sure. I found a dog.
It's
yes,
because
that dog is
of this V word that we're all on edge tonight. I understand it. That's why that door is locked and why we haven't let in the other Sherlock Holmes. You're not dummies. We've all read the papers. We know that there have been many people killed in mysterious ways, and I hate to say it, but if you're half as bright as me, we've all uncovered the same truth, that somewhere in this town posing as a Sherlock Holmes is a very likely case of vampirism. Yes.
Now, how do you know that it is a vampire that did this? Is that what you're suggesting, Sherlock?
I am suggesting that this hairy beast that grows hair on a full moon and becomes a wolf-type creature, aka a vampire, is amongst us, and this is why everyone's on edge tonight.
The hair! Perhaps the hair was a vampire hair.
No, I just have to disagree for just a moment, because that thing that you're describing is a werewolf. It's not a vampire, because it's got lots of hair and it shows up on the full moon. So that's
Well,
that's just not-
it
that's
was a
not
test.
a vampire.
It was a test, see? Only a true vampire would know that I wasn't describing a vampire. I know that vampires are those that they are brought back from the dead, and they eat brains, and they walk around groaning and moaning, and have undead flesh clinging from their skin. I thought you could put it past me, young little Sherlock, but you couldn't. I know what a vampire is, and now you do too.
We are getting beside the point here. There is a dead body, and as far as I've seen, there is no reason to believe that this could have been a vampire or a werewolf or a wobberjack. It could be anything that did this, that took this Oscar and whacked him over the head. And
You don't think it was a wobberjack, do you? That would be very scary. I don't want to do
It could have been a wobberjack.
Would have been a
but we don't
Jabberwocky.
know.
Its younger brother.
See, here's what I think, Mum. Cause your bloke's got he's got a bouquet of flowers and he's all cleaned up, see? And he's in his museum, see? And got bashed over the head. I think he was here to meet a lady. And we see this puffy dog here. It's probably a high class lady. No? You said you know him, this chimney sweep. Is he seeing anyone?
Well, not as far as 2 weeks ago.
Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Poppy. And I walk over and embrace you. It's okay. Let out the tears. Let out the tears.
Please just hold me.
Cry on me shoulder. It's
I
alright.
stick my face right into your
Grey
neck.
skies are gonna clear up. Put on a happy face.
Oh, you're singing for me. Oh, keep
Do
singing.
you want me to sing the song? Do you want me to sing the one?
What kind of cologne do you have on your neck?
Oh, it's just
entrancing.
let's not.
Oh,
Let's.
I
You know what? Actually, let's stop that. And I push you away. Okay, you know what? That's enough of this. Now listen. I understand that we're all upset, but this blood trail leads directly from the Egyptian exhibit, and I think we should, at the very least, investigate that area of the museum.
I concur. Ow, my elbow! I hit my elbow.
It's okay. You're just distraught. Come with me, Mum. And little Sherlock puts his arm around her petticoat waist and holds the lantern high and follows
And
Sherlock.
I bring up my
Holmes into the
giant magnifying glass and follow the blood stains on the floor.
Oh, yes, because his body was moved. Where do you think he was murdered, Sherlock?
I don't know. And as we move into the next exhibit room, I see over on the wall, this is between the mummy exhibit and the main hall, there's a large wooden ship's wheel mounted. And for a second I look at it and say, yes. It looks like whomever moved this body got some of this red juice. Body juice? What do you call it again? It's that red stuff.
It's blood.
That's the one. He put some of that red body juice
Yeah.
on the whale and it used it like so. and you can see the prints of his, what are these things, the phalanges, and they're moving them.
Could it be that the killer was enjoying themselves? Perhaps a little game of captain of the ship?
My God, that's sinister and dark. Yes, I agree. That's exactly what happened. They killed this person in an exhibit over there. They moved the body, stopped here, grabbed onto this wheel, had a sick, twisted ride of a game pretending they were anywhere else in the world. Picked up the body and moved it into the parlor.
But why'd they move the body? They want it to be easier for us to find, or just having a little fun with it? We're looking for someone who's maybe real imaginative. Someone who's going to play like they're captain of the ship, and someone who's going to take a body for a stroll.
Right. Some real sick, twisted...
Someone's got to be strong. This is not a small man.
No. Or woman. Yes, let's not be sexist.
I'm sorry, I just mean the body that was not a small man.
This sick, twisted son of a bitch is getting off on a serious moment while playing with some stupid wheel. And I'm just kind of like leaning onto it and looking out.
Kind of having a fun time. Land ho!
Yes, it's quite fun. You should try. Ring that bell over there. Oh, hello, I'm captain of the ship. Sicko.
Well, I say we continue moving on. This has been a valuable clue.
It's not really a clue. It's just more of a scene detail, but it's
I
beautiful.
feel like I know this killer inside and out.
Oh, really?
I feel like we're missing one vital piece of information, though. Just
Yes.
why don't you roll one more time on the clue prompts table?
Who, me?
The poo-pomp table.
All right. Clue prompts. Here we go. Ooh, that's a good roll. Let's see.
Natural 20.
Oh. Look, this next exhibit. You see how it's the mummy exhibit?
Yes, I miss my mummy. What of it?
Hi, Mum. What's up?
Well, the trail just stops right here against this wall. And at first I thought perhaps this was where the murder happened. But no. Observe. And I reach up and set into the wall, about a foot back, there is a bust of the queen. And I reach onto the queen's head and I smother her face like this. And her nose goes, and the wall begins to turn inwards.
How do you know what to do?
That is a good question. And the only reason I knew is because of a little ditty I learned when back in preschool.
My God.
Dum, 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 dum. When you see the bust of the queen, every time you know what it means, stick your hand on her face and go blue, and you will find a secret door.
I love that song. We sing it all the time on the playground when we're playing hopscotch.
Bizarre how often that comes true as well. A lot of busts with secret doors.
Yes, every single bust of the queen has a secret door behind it. And if you rub your hand on its face, the secret door will open. Everyone knows it.
So this door swings inward into the wall, and we are met with a musty waft of a breeze. There are cobwebs that move toward us as air exits the hallway. What do we see beyond?
Well, why don't you roll a 1d10 and find out what scene details are within?
Oh, maybe I will.
Little Sherlock.
Oh, what's this now? Little Sherlock is walking forward into this secret passageway. I found there's a shrine here. As we move deep into the passageway and turn a 90-degree corner, there are hundreds and hundreds of lit candles.
Oh my God.
And,
Who lit all of these?
These better be beeswax.
It would take so long. It would take so long.
Some of them are just stubs with pools of wax. Some of the tapers seem to have been lit relatively recently. and there's a shrine table with some paintings, I guess, photographs of a celebrity.
Oh.
Whom is this?
Boy, that's Marilyn Monroe
Marilyn
of
Monroe.
the 1800s.
Ah, you mean Miss Marilyn Monroe? Yes, I know her very well from her time at Joy Boy.
Ah, yes, Joy Boy.
So whoever did this
Breakfast
crime
place.
was such a fan of this Marilyn Monroe, and also knew all the secret passageways of this museum.
I think it's important here. This statue is a clue. I dare say a more important clue than any we've found so far, but I wouldn't necessarily say these pictures were important. It seems like this is a shortcut to where he actually killed the body. Look, the stains continue straight through this way behind this movable painting. And I push the painting across, and I step into the next room, and am greeted by more than one katana, for an entire wall is filled with katanas in the Japanese exhibit. Wow.
Oh,
Look at all of these beautiful katanas.
so exotic.
So exotic. It's almost as if we're in another world. The bamboo
Orient.
shoots. What?
The Orient. Just
We're
got a
in
little
the
bit
Orient.
racist because
Well, it is in this time, and we walk in and we see these beautiful statues of Japanese armor and the katanas, and they're basically like lined up on either side of a thin walkway, and we're behind a painting that's being pushed aside of like the rising sun, and they're all sort of standing at attention. I get an eerie feeling from these statues.
What sort of feeling?
Oh, it's like they're
Arousal?
watching us.
Seems like they're barely moving. Shouldn't statues be moving? That's a normal thing, right? But
I
look,
don't know about this.
the blood trail, and as I look down, I see... Oh, wrong die. Ah, it's the Shih Tzu again. And the little dog is kneeling down before us, but this time it has something locked in its jaws, dripping blood. What is that? And it turns around and yelps out of the room through the exhibit. Quickly! We must follow it! And I take off after it.
Don't run too fast! Don't knock anything over!
And as I collapse down, I say, Poppins! He's going into the next exhibit. Follow him. I'll catch up.
There's only one way that I'll be able to move quickly enough. Umbrella, go! I pop open my umbrella. Go!
It's not doing anything, Mum.
The blasted must not work.
By this time, I stand up and dusted off my legs, and I'm like, you know what? Actually, I can probably go as well. And I can just walk along.
I'm out of breath. Okay, we have to get that Shih Tzu.
And we rush into the next room, and the Shih Tzu is sitting in a spotlight on top of a pedestal.
Oh.
The Shih Tzu sitting on a spotlight on top of a pedestal.
What?
Might be a trap.
What exhibit is this? And I look around and see the jungle canopy and the greenery going up the walls and the vines and the thick fake plastic trees all sort of sticking on either side of the sort of creating a jungle-like atmosphere, and the crackling 1800s audio that
Hello?
fills this area of the museum.
Oh my goodness.
Jungle-like atmosphere. And there
Yes.
are stuffed monkeys hanging from solid vines. And there's a man with a gun who's wearing all yellowish explorer's gear and a red
Oh,
scarf.
It's like the man in the yellow hat.
Curious
Just like
George.
him.
That's right.
Oh, you're back. You had a bit of a stroke,
Who, me?
I think. Are you all right? You passed out there.
Oh, was my internet going wonky?
It went a little wonky, yes.
Just a bit.
I didn't even notice. My apologies. I don't notice these things. They're not important to me. I don't think materialistic like that.
What's the Shih Tzu doing?
Well,
He's so cute.
He's on a pedestal with a spotlight.
What's in his
the
mouth
middle of the
there?
jungle.
Can you make it out? I can't
I'm
see it.
I'm going to roll myself forward sneakily. Click, clack, click, because I'm
Be
wearing high
careful.
heels.
Don't upset the Shih Tzu.
All right, so I'm rolling the D10. Oh. All right, I'm almost close enough to
Is
see.
it a scene
what's
detail or is it a
in my-
clue?
Oh, it's a scene detail, I guess. Or is it a clue? I guess this is a clue.
It's up to you.
It's a scene
It's just
detail.
dependent on the importance.
If you rolled a
related to the
D10, it's a
crime.
scene detail.
Well, that's what I
Okay.
mean. Like, do you want to find a clue or do you want to just find a detail about what the scene is?
I feel like it has to be a clue for this one.
Mm-hmm.
So I roll a 1D20.
D20.
Ah, yes. Oh. I can almost see it. I almost know exactly what it is. Oh my goodness, I can't believe it. It's the vase. And in the Shih Tzu's mouth is a big vase that looks like it could have held flowers at one point, but it's also chipped.
That's the vase that I pointed at on the table that wasn't there. I knew it was missing.
This Shih Tzu knows what's up. Where'd you find that boy?
Wait. Don't move another muscle. I think this Shih Tzu might be the killer.
What?
Think about it. It makes perfect sense. A man falls in love with a dog. He comes to tell it he's in love, confess its love. It kills him with the vase. Wait a minute.
How does a Shih Tzu kill a man with a vase?
I think that this dog is trying to help us, Sherlock.
Dogs?
Yeah, I think it's a crime-solving dog.
A crime
Yes.
Do you think this is Sherlock Barkey Holmes?
I think so.
You think the long-lost doggy of my papa?
Baskerville?
Shirley? Are you there?
Shirley Holmes.
Come to Nunu. Come.
And the little dog hops off the pedestal and jumps into your arms.
Shirley! And I pick him up. My papa had the most beautiful little darling. It was Sherlock Barkey Holmes. He named me after the dog, like my brother Indy, but we killed that dog. This is Shirley. He wants to help us. This vase must be important, more important than all the previous evidence we found. Here, and I toss it towards little Sherlock.
Oh! Oi, dog. Oh, it's nice to meet you. I've heard so much about you.
No problem, I'm happy to help. Oh yes, he talks as well. Did I not mention?
This is
That was you! That was you talking like a
wild
dog!
situation.
No, that was me. Well, my father used to do it. It was a family joke. But he's going to help us now, don't you see?
I have
Where'd
an
you
idea.
find this vase? This is the most important clue we found yet.
If I ask him kindly, I'm sure he'll show us. Surely, can you show us where you found the vase? And I toss him out of my arms, and he lands into a small pool of water. Psh! He'll get back up in a
And
moment.
What does he do?
He's a good swimmer. Just wait. He's awfully old, but he's fine.
Why is there a pool of water in this?
And he stays under, and there's bubbles floating up.
No.
Any moment.
Then he
he's coming.
swims to safety.
That's right.
I've got it! The dog is leading us underwater!
And little Sherlock jumps into the pond and starts swimming into a water level. And there's like a whole different change in soundtrack. And there's like a secret grotto.
No, but Shirley's fine, and he pops out of the water and he shakes himself off. He just needed to get clean. And he scurries off into the next exhibit. Come on, let's follow!
I grab the vase and follow
And I
Sherlock.
grabbed this statue that I've been carrying and then dropped and then picked up again.
I'm still looking for the hair.
You want off the blood?
The single hair.
The single hair that I've lost. And we follow him into the next room.
What's this room? I've never seen this before.
And he runs. We enter into the Neanderthal room, and there are big, beautiful rocks carved in sort of either side of the room, and plastic figurines, life-sized, of Neanderthals crouching around a fake fire. And Shirley is under such intense power, he bolts across the room and runs right up to one of the sort of bins of garbage on the far end of the room. Quickly! This must be where the next clue lies! And we run over, and I lift off the top, and look down in the bottom there is a bag of Scooby snacks. And the dog is anxiously sitting there with his tongue out.
You found him! You found a clue!
No, it's not a bloody clue. This is a scene detail. And I take out the Scooby snacks and I toss them on the ground.
Oh, the dog found some treats. What a smart doggy.
It's
Good
not
job, dog.
that smart. It would be smarter if he told us who killed the bloody person.
Well, if
I
it's
would
just a
tend to
dog.
agree.
Okay, let's have a talk. Okay? Can we just discuss for a moment? Because we're supposed to be all Sherlock Holmeses and we're following a dog around this fucking museum in the middle of the night and
Right.
it's my bedtime.
But the dog's called Sherlock Holmes too, so let's not discount him.
Dog is not called Sherlock Holmes. You
That's
just
what my
made
papa
that.
called it. No, that's what Daddy called it.
I'm calling it Katie.
I'd like to call him Marcus. Marcus Doggy.
You can't rename the dog. Fine. The bloodstains went off in the Japanese exhibit. I guess we got distracted by the dog.
We just got really excited about throwing the dog in the pool and then running around after the dog.
Right, but wasn't it cute?
He was very cute, especially when he had his snacks. You good doggy. Where's my dog?
Right. All right. So listen, let's put our thinking caps on for a second. Now we know this man came here at some time. We know he was killed 2 hours ago. Up to 4 hours ago, which was 8 o'clock in the evening.
Dog's got a really nice neck on him.
We're focusing on the kill. Would you
I
stop
tend
this?
to agree with
Gorgeous kind of neck.
All right. Everybody, stop with the vampires for a second.
What?
You're freaking me out.
Would you call us?
You know what I called everybody. Did we not talk about this already? There's the big V in the room that we're trying to talk about.
We're
It's not
talking
your
about Frankensteins and a werewolf boys.
right. That's what they
you.
are.
I
but-
believe the word you said was vampirism.
Yes, that's the thing with them. They're wrapped in the Egyptians, and they're wrapped and they come back to
No,
life.
we were Egyptian.
They put curses on you, and they say blah, 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 blah.
That's a mummy.
What is?
Well,
That's a mummy. That's
Where's
not-
mummy? Listen.
oh, here.
It's neither here nor there. Let's focus. This gentleman came here at 8 o'clock this evening with a bouquet of flowers. He wanted to meet somebody. I agree with this theory. The body was dragged from what we can only guess is the Egyptian exhibit, but we stopped following the blood trail because of this little piece of shih tzu. So, let's go back and continue following the blood trail. Whatever happened, he was murdered in another exhibit, and the body was moved to the parlor. A piece of his brain was taken out as well, and what was it? The flowers, right? So who he met must be in another exhibit. Maybe we can track down where they came in from.
You think he's still here?
Yes, maybe. No, probably not. I don't know.
Here's what I wonder. I think our chimney sweep friend, who is as of yet unnamed, came here thinking he was going to meet a lady. But I think he met a man instead. We know that he was dragged quite a distance, and he's not a small man. Plus, he was murdered with a heavy object. Bashed in the back of the head, suggesting he probably was surprised.
No. It wasn't a bash. A piece of the brain was taken. It was dug out.
Yes, after being bashed with that statue we found because there's blood on it.
Right, but why a piece of the brain being taken out? It seems sadistic. It seems like
We know that this character is kind of an imaginative fellow. He's spent some time at a ship's wheel, was dragging the body all around the museum, taking him on a walk, as it were, and then stole a piece of his brain out. I don't know why. I think he's a lunatic with a bit of a story to tell. Maybe, here's what I reckon. He was in love with the same woman that this chimney sweep's after. Decided that he's gonna mess him up for it. That's what I figure.
And what woman do we know is the object of all men's affections these days?
Marilyn
dogs.
Monroe.
Yes, Marilyn Monroe.
So, we have a couple Marilyn Monroe fanatics.
There's still a piece of this puzzle that
interesting.
doesn't quite fit, and we can't chip off the corners just yet.
Perhaps you, Sherlock.
Well, maybe. Let's head back to the bloodstains and follow this thing to the right exhibit.
Are you sure you want to stick your neck out for that?
Yes, of course.
It's quite a lovely neck.
It is a lovely neck, I would
Just to say.
All right, that's enough of this. I've had enough of this. I'm putting my foot down. There's a lot of this talk of vampires and necks. And,
You're the only one who's talking about vampires.
Yes. Well, you know what?
Saying
It makes me very uncomfortable with the amount of neck talk that you two are having, so I'm keeping my collar up. I don't want to talk about this anymore.
You're the one who's talking about vampire shit, and then you're also talking about how lovely bats are all the time.
Well, bats are the most beautiful creatures in the world. There's nothing wrong with that. But it scares me because of how we know that there are vampires on the loose. We know because they rise from the swamp and they have gills and they swim really fast and they come from the Black Lagoon. And that's what vampires are.
I'm just a little schoolboy, and I know vampires are from Transylvania, and they can get murdered by a stake in the heart, and they suck your blood.
But where are we going to find meat at this hour?
Anyway, where are we going?
A steak. Going back to the Japanese exhibit, I want to follow the blood. I want to follow the blood to the right exhibit. And Sherlock Holmes turns on his heel, lifts his collar, and begins walking back towards the Japanese exhibit.
Should we follow him, Mum?
Well, first, I suppose I should say that you have a very nice neck yourself.
Thank you. As to you.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, we just were...
Oh my goodness.
A couple of neck enthusiasts. Oh, we should start a club.
Kind of have a thing for them.
Ah, me as well.
Yes, sir.
But your neck is a little too young for my liking, unfortunately.
Well, that's fine. It is as it is. Shall we?
To the neck exhibit. To the Japan exhibit.
Nothing but a neck here. I mean...
And I'm down looking at the bloodstain, following it through, looking over my shoulder, kind of muttering to myself. And as I enter the next exhibit, I see...
Next?
The next!
I see many dead crows. My God, there's many dead crows in this dead crow exhibit.
I don't think that this is a dead crow exhibit.
But why are there so many dead crows?
Oh, it's a taxidermy. Is it not?
Taxidermist's office.
A dermy?
Taxidermy is like when you have a dead creature and then you stuff it full of sawdust and you put glass bits in it.
I know what taxidermy is. You pay them every April. I'm asking why crows have to do with my taxes.
Well, it's nothing. Don't worry.
Now, why would the taxidermist be working on so many crows?
Because, look! And I point, and in the center of the room in a spotlight, sitting at the point, there's a big pool of blood, and the blood trail ends, and sitting in the center of the pool of blood, with splashes on it. We've just solved this goddamn case. I walk over and pick up a jar of pickled herring. It all makes sense.
One. Ah, yes, of course it does, Sherlock. Indeed.
And I think we all know exactly why this makes sense. It's supplementary, my dear Sherlocks. This
I
jar...
know as well. I know the answer to
No, you don't.
We need Winston here. Well, Winston?
Watson.
Watson, yes, Watson.
Do you have a Watson too?
Oh. Yes, I have a Watson. Well, I have a Winston, but I'm going to have to recast him because I didn't realize that it was Watson. But yes, I generally get the answer much faster than him, and then I tell him everything at the end.
It's all in the pickled herrings, my friend. What catches a herring?
The fisherman.
Hook. A net. A book.
No.
A fork.
No. Poppins had it right in the first place. A fisherman. A fisherman. Now, when you are fishing, what do you use to fish?
Your hands.
No.
A wig.
No. What else? What do you use to think about it? Put it through.
Intellect.
Patience.
No, that's
Lots and lots of patience.
outside the box more, a little bit more broad. Think more.
Bread.
You can use bread.
Daylight. Water.
Yes, you
Water.
can. No, not water. No.
Baby worms.
No. Yes, fine, okay, but also any sort of meat, chum is what they call it. It's a mixture of different foods and types.
I said that. I said chum first.
Well, I didn't hear you, my chum.
I did.
Now, we have a killer who likes fish, who grabbed hands on the wheel and took a piece of brain as a trinket, and I promise you, we're going to find our answers in that exhibit. And I point, and it says aquarium. In that exhibit, I promise you, we're going to find our killer and the answers to all the questions that we have put forth. But before that, huzzah! And I smash the pickled herring on the ground. And the smell of garlic wafts in the air. Garlic pickled herring, that's right. I want to accuse one of you bastards.
Alright. What's up?
There's been an awful lot of neck talk going on, and while I admit, yes, I love bats, I think this vampire charade has gone on long enough, and I think, Poppins, you're a goddamn vampire.
Can I be? Is that possible?
Well, of course it is. Look at you. You've been looking at my neck all night. You mentioned something about enjoying bats yourself. You also said something really disgusting earlier that I'm not caring to repeat. It wasn't about vampires. I just thought it was really gross and crude.
Well, it's possible, I dare say. I mean, it might be true. I mean, the boy said that I have alabaster skin. Well, I like to get out in the sun, but the umbrella doesn't help.
That's right.
Like a parasol.
Well,
but
Are you a vampire, truly, Mum?
I
I wouldn't take it against you.
I understand this, and I would love to say yes, but unfortunately, you see, I do not like the taste of blood. And I tried being a vampire for a week, actually. I tried to grow my own fangs and everything. And it just didn't work out. And I remember the head vampire very clearly. He said a few words to me that really resonated, really harmonized with what was going on. And there's a song about whether or not you're a vampire, and it goes a little something like this.
Boom, 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 boom.
Are you a vampire? Are you not? One thing you have to remember, if you have forgot, is if you do like the taste of blood, you don't drink it like you don't drink mud. Oh, if you don't like blood, then you're probably not a vampire. And I said, thank you, headmaster.
I've never heard that one.
No,
I haven't
it's
heard
quite
that one either.
interesting.
It seems very specific to a very specific situation that obviously you and you alone have interacted with.
I confess, I did try to be a vampire, but alas, no. Actually, the chimney sweep was a vampire.
What?
What?
He was a vampire, yes. He was at the meeting.
Then why is he dead?
Oh, I don't know. We'll find out in the next room, right?
Are you lying to us?
Yes, I wanted a bit of drama. I thought that if I told you that he was a vampire, perhaps I thought that it might save me in your eyes when it turned out that I wasn't a vampire, because that's an interesting story.
All right, enough of this nonsense. Are you or are you not a vampire?
No. Are you a vampire?
Thank you for asking.
That's right. Are you a vampire?
If I said yes, would you be mad?
No, of course not. I mean, it would be weird because you just accused Mary Poppins, Sherlock Holmes of being a vampire.
I'd be a bit jealous.
Because you, of course, are such a bat enthusiast, but you said you're not from Transylvania, so I don't know.
I'll tell you this much. I'm not a vampire. But when I tasted that blood earlier, it's pretty good.
So you kind of wish you were a vampire.
Well, there are other ways to satisfy these carnal delights. But no vampire, no. What about you, kid?
What do you mean, me?
You've been talking an awful lot about necks, alabaster white, and all this nonsense. Are you hungry for the V?
Oh, well, no, of course not. Don't even know what that means fully.
I think we all know what that means.
It's a freaky kind of innuendo, because I'm just a little boy.
In your endo, do you want to be a vampire, and are you a vampire
Don't
right
take
now?
in my endo.
Are you a vampire?
No, I'm not. I just have a thing for necks. I'll develop it as I get older, and then I'll have like kind of a crippling sexual problem. And
I would say that's a
chase
healthy-
away a lot of my future partners because they're gonna think I'm a weirdo.
No, it's a pretty healthy sexual appetite.
I
Next,
don't know.
very sexy. But listen, so are we promising no liesies, Sherlock Holmes' honor, that none of us are vampires?
All round with Mr. Sherlock and Ma'am Sherlock.
All right.
I'm not a vampire. I'm not a vampire. I'm not a vampire. Promise.
That's
what I
good.
said.
I'm not a vampire. I'm not a vampire.
I'm not a vampire either, I promise.
I promise.
That's a good one.
Yes.
All right, then I suggest we catch this man. Now,
And
as
kill
I
him. Oh,
well,
wait.
no,
That's not what we do, is it?
as I was saying, this man extracted a piece of our poor boy's brain as soon as he moved him to the parlor. Why? The keen observers would have noticed that when we entered that parlor, there was an ice cream scoop on the shelf, covered in blood. I think he knew he left his ice cream scoop behind, and rather than go back and fetch it, he brought the body to it. Why? Because he's a dum-dum. He found out his wife was cheating on him, so he set up a fake little newsstand. They call it catfishing in the 2000s. He came here with an intention to kill this man. When he showed up with a bunch of flowers, he confirmed his suspicions, and that he knew that his wife was cheating on him. So, he knocked him over the head with this jar of pickled herrings, pickled at, and I turned the label. Joe the Captain Killer's Pickle Emporium. I own a boat and fish with any human remains I can find. It's broken, obviously. And I throw it
But
back.
why do you leave the body here if he's gonna fish with any body human parts that he has and makes and finds?
Why, it's complimentary, my dear little Sherlock. Tell him why, Poppy.
Well, a whole body would, I dare say, scare away a fish. But just a little piece of brain can attract all of the fish in the harbor.
That's right, Mum. I was just testing you. And the thing about the dog, well, of course, as we all know, dogs love brains. So he used this dog to help him throw us off the scent of the brains.
He
But
wanted
that
us...
isn't all.
No, of course not. It's port of entry, my dear Watson. Tell him the answer.
Well, it all has to do with Marilyn Monroe.
Of course.
You see, our taxidermy fisherman friend here has a thing for Marilyn Monroe, as we saw in the shrine. But I dare say there was someone else in town who has a shrine to Marilyn Monroe. That is my dear past friend, the chimney sweep. He had his own Marilyn Monroe shrine, and he always told me that he wanted me to be more like Marilyn Monroe. He wished I was blonde.
Oh, Mum.
And so, the hair that you found earlier, I saw it for a brief second, and the color of it, and the length. It was blonde, and of the length of about yay, which is exactly the length of Marilyn Monroe's hair. I think if you were to find that hair again, you would find that it is not a real hair. And what did you say fishermen use when they're fishing, young boy?
But of course, they use worms and
You said it before.
wigs.
Wigs!
Use wigs, of course.
That's right. And
Naturally.
This fisherman... Oh, of course. I'm sorry. I forgot. Oh, the sugar cube is melted. So just, yeah.
Nah.
I'll
And
just
I
pour it in
think
your mouth, yeah.
we all...
There you go.
Right. We all know that if we went through this door right now, we would find none other than Captain Killsguy standing on a platform with his rod, a piece of brain tied to the hook with a wig hair, dangling into the shark-infested waters, trying to catch himself a fish because he's insane.
And
And
he'd
we
also
do.
be in drag.
And we do. We open the door, and just as all three Sherlocks is correctly described, we find the killer doing something crazy.
And then we find him and we say, "Oh yes, we were right," and then we leave.
And then we just let him do
We
his
all
business.
just heartily
Yes.
congratulate ourselves.
Well
and
done, very good.
Walk back out into the evening, into the storm, into the night.
Very good. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for the mid-game post! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. This is the time where we stop the action and do something a little different tonight. We're not just stopping the action, we are pressing reset on this fantastic short little one-shot. Joe, tell them what they won.
Well, they won the opportunity to tell us what we're going to do for the next game. So I've just posted it in the Discord that we're going to play another round of this game after this mid-game post. We're looking for suggestions about our characters as well as the overall setting, like museum.
Exactly. And the mid-game post rewards this time are going to go to the people who suggest the items that we choose. So you'll notice the main Discord chat asks for 3 Sherlock Holmes and da-da. In this chat, we're going to look for settings. So spam that chat with as many settings as you want. Museum, mansion, turducken factory, laboratory, whatever you want. Underneath that, you're going to see Harlan character, Joe character, and Justin character. I want you to spam each of those with your suggestions with what type of character we should be playing going forward. So again, if you're choosing last game and suggesting Justin's character, you would say a Mary Poppins-esque Sherlock Holmes, or you could say a young Cockney chimney sweep type Sherlock Holmes, or a John Cleese cocky whatever the fuck I was Sherlock Holmes for my character. Whichever of the 3 characters that we end up picking, and whichever of the settings we end up picking, you're going to win an XP tonight. So there's lots of chance to get some good shit. And if...
I was just going to add, like, it can be, like, celebrities too, like...
Yeah, not too tough.
Characters from the stream.
Sure. Or other people. I could just play Joe as the Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah.
How would I do that?
Oh, I'm Joe.
Oh, Joe.
That's exactly what I like.
But also, if you don't have an idea, read the other character suggestions and stuff, and just like it. Press XP if you want to see it, or whatever. Give an emoji to support it, because what we might end up doing is just picking the one that has the most support.
I think it's hard because we're on so much lag right now. People aren't going to get this message.
That's right. Well, you know what? It's only 9:22. We'll have a nice long mid-game post. Let people suggest.
We'll just hang out.
We'll just hang out.
Let's read some of these comments.
Hanging around
on YouTube.
Downtown by myself.
Michael and Brianna want us all to play Watson.
That would be pretty funny. 3 Watsons and we'll all be looking at each other. Well, what do you think? What do you think?
Yeah, he's so good.
After you.
Doctor.
Whatever you like.
The blood pool, actually competent and not like braggarty.
Well, here's what we should do while we're waiting. Let's talk about this actual game. Where did you find it, Joe? Where did it come from? Who wrote it? And tell us all that.
It was written by Andrew J. Young. It's originally called 4 Sherlock Holmeses and a Vampire, who is also one of the aforementioned Sherlock Holmeses. And it was inspired by a goof made by Justin McElroy on the Adventure Zone podcast, which is something that I listen to religiously. He just kind of mentioned offhandedly that he would love to play a game where everyone in the game was Sherlock Holmeses, but one of them was secretly a vampire, and then someone just wrote the mechanics for it because that's the kind of community that they have, and it's not as cool as our community, but whatever. And then they released the PDF. Well, they're not. We just have cool.
Whoa!
Our community is the coolest.
But anyway,
Warriors.
they were gracious enough to release that entire PDF for everyone to play as they will. And in order to make it our own, I wrote new lists of scene details to use, and I'm also going to be sending the boys a fresh set of clue prompts for this second game that we're going to be playing.
You're just gonna write them
really,
all real
really
quick.
fun. So, shout outs to the creator and to the inspirers of that. I think it's really cool.
Very
what do you guys
cool.
think about it? Yeah.
I love it.
I love it. It's very quirky. And actually, you know what? I want to double down on this sort of idea. If you have an idea based on us, games we played or things we've done, and you want to do something like that, like write a one-shot or anything like that, you know, we would absolutely play it. We would definitely try anything that was sent to us in this sort of capacity, because I think it's such a cool idea, and it's really fucking funny. Like, there's a lot of memes, and, like, again, just off the top of my head, the one that won mid-game, or MVP today, which was Timothy the... what was it? The fucking Herald of the Outer Gods. You know what I mean? Like, a lot of this stuff pops up in the Facebook group, and if you have inspiration based on one of these things and would love to see us sort of like run with it, if you're like, my god, it'd be hilarious if they played a game like this, write it up, post it in the group, and let us know, because I think it'd be really fun to try stuff like this that you guys have written as well.
Make a list of it and try to get to everyone through
Every
the year.
single one. Well, if there ends up being a lot, we'll just pick which ones are like, I don't know, we'll make some sort of poll for it. Yeah, maybe pick the best ones. Because right now, I mean, really, I'm just running games based on whatever the fuck I feel. Like, we're going to do Bath the RPG. That's legit going to be one, and I have a lot of ideas for it. We ran one called Bath the RPG. It's one that Megan Dawn was like, I watch in the bath, and I'm like, I'm going to do Bath the RPG. And it's going to be good. Just for her while she's in the bath. And like Nigerian Prince email, 3-hour bath, right? I'd be so wrinkly. I wrinkle real quick.
God, I love a bath. I don't have a bathtub in my apartment, so I just anytime someone mentions a bath, I'm always like, fuck. That
Here's what you do.
Amazing.
You caulk your shower, and then you fill it up, and you just climb in the little top, and you just have like a big stand-up bath.
Oh, it's like a dunk tank.
I was thinking like the Star Wars bath. What are they?
Yeah, back to
tank, I think.
Back to where he's like floating in a diaper. He's got the thing. That's a weird reference.
Is that how you take your baths, Megan?
That's how. She's not watching tonight.
What?
Yeah.
A couple people dropped off because they were
Too frustrated.
kind of frustratrated with the lag. I don't know what's going on tonight, guys. Really
We've
sorry about that.
Dropped internet like 3 times too.
Or either.
Neither.
Honestly, those 2 times I dropped, once I accidentally closed the window.
Yeah, that happens.
Oh, so that's
once I accidentally pressed the off button on my tower.
Oh my god. Human error.
That's some
honestly,
subconscious motivation right there. Just like
Harlan, you were like, I'm wearing what my character's just wearing, and I was like, oh snap! I just cleaned out my closet, and I have this like cool chick like trench coat, and I was gonna run and grab it, but I wanted to like get my shit sorted. Yeah. So I was messing around with my computer, and I accidentally turned it off.
That's pretty funny.
So I didn't end up changing my wardrobe, and I did drop.
Well, now you have time to put your trench coat on if you want.
It's really hot in here.
Depends on the character. Oh, yeah, it's hot in there. Oh, you should try being in this 4x4 recording booth.
Yeah, no kidding. It's probably 25 degrees in here.
Well, I got air conditioning, so I'm
Do you have AC? Do you have AC where you are, Justin?
AC, yeah, I do. If I open the door.
Which
really
you're not
nice.
planning on doing.
So we got a lot of character suggestions here.
Oh, I can't wait.
Let's read some of them.
Okay, I'll start with me because in order. Okay, so we have Watson, a dairy farmer.
Nice.
Elvis Presley, which would be pretty fucking funny, which I'm kind of so far I'm leaning towards because I think I can like do the lip a lot, like oh. Carrie Elwes, which we've seen before. Kevin Costner, which I love, but I just can't do a good Kevin Costner. A big scary thug actually also makes me laugh because I could be like, what? Like what?
Sherlock Holmes.
How would you make that into Sherlock though?
Sherlock Holmes. What? Just like a really weird.
They won a lot, I guess.
It's because I got a small dick. Colonel Mustard, which I don't know how. Actually, Colonel Mustard would be pretty funny. I do like that. Like.
I'm picturing that the dude in Jumanji.
Yeah, that's exactly with the big mustache. His dad. Yeah.
That's who I was picturing for the explorer, the taxidermied explorer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Narrator from The Strange, which Justin James, which would be just weird. I don't know how I'd even play you. I'm Justin James. Just make it really weird. Chris Rock, Vincent Price, Martin Freeman, Morgan Freeman, Arrow, which basically was who I was just playing. Marty Freeman. I don't know who that is.
Just a lot of Freemans.
Dr. Evil, John Watson's actor from Sherlock Holmes, Bilbo Baggins. Okay. Oh, Martin Freeman, right. Okay, so that's mine. Joe, We got Watson again. A bratty teenage girl, which you basically are in real life.
Hey,
I'm joking.
it's true.
Marilyn Monroe, which is too. I like.
Southern debutante.
Love that. A debutante. That'd be fucking awesome. I declare.
I declare.
I really
can at
like
least
that.
do the accent a little bit.
Johnny Depp as Jack Sparrow. I don't know how that would work. It'd be tough. Harlan Guthrie, you should do me. That'd be fucking hilarious. I don't know.
That'd be
Again,
fucking hilarious.
Hey, I'm Harlan.
I
Uh,
just do this a lot.
what are you doing?
hurting my feelings. That's what you're doing.
Well, I missed it. I just see her smiling.
Just
now.
hurting my
just
feelings.
gonna, like-
Just being.
Oh yeah.
Rub my beard.
Joe
I cry a
Pesci.
lot.
Hey. Joe
that's me.
Pesci. Oh, good. Joe Pesci.
Winona Ryder.
Winona Ryder.
Straight up, Harlan recommended that earlier this evening. He's like, why don't you just play as Winona Ryder?
That'd be fucking hilarious. I think you still could.
That's a good one, Jeff.
Abraham Lincoln. I don't know if that's a thing. Robert Downey Jr.
That's gonna be my Halloween costume this year. Thank you very much, John.
Abraham
Top
Lincoln.
hat and a bikini
Abraham Lincoln. Fuck yeah.
and a beard.
Alien Resurrection.
Was
Winona
born
Ryder.
20
That's
years
good.
ago. Was that him?
What? Yes.
Scored 20,
And 20 butts ago.
20 butts.
I don't know anything about American history. So.
Yeah,
Austin
baby.
Powers. Austin Powers.
Oh, yeah,
Gandalf.
there we go.
You could be Gandalf.
Yeah.
Gandalf.
For you so far, I'm really
You shall
liking.
not pass.
I'm liking Southern Debutante or Winona Ryder for you.
I like,
personally.
yeah, those I can do probably. Yeah.
And Justin, we got Watson again. John F. Kennedy. Charles. That'd be fucking funny.
Who's Charles Charles?
He's the character he played in the Nigerian Prince email scam.
Oh, I missed that.
Charles.
Oh,
Old guy.
I love it when you play old friends.
Oh,
so much.
jeez.
I think that'd be pretty
Get
cool.
really close.
I'm down.
to
I'm down for that.
the-
Announcer from The Running Dead. Oh, Garland Huxley.
Garland Huxley.
That'd be kind of cool.
That's
Snarf.
basically you. That's
Wow. Skeletor. I don't know who Skeletor is. Dr. Seuss. Morgan
that would
Freeman.
be. I don't feel like I could do just Dr. Juice.
Dr.
Dr. Juice.
Juice.
I can't even say his name.
Dr. Juice.
It's like Notorious B.I.G. with like.
God, that's your Halloween costume.
Dr. Juice.
Robert De Niro. Morgan Freeman. Joe Fallak. So everyone's just doing another person. Benedict
How would you
Cumberbatch.
do me? We already
Yeah.
riffed on Harlan and Justin.
How would you do Joe? Justin.
How would I do Joe?
Yeah.
Like, seriously?
Yeah,
No,
seriously.
teasingly, because we were all teasing barely.
Oh.
This is gonna hurt my feelings no matter what you do.
I'm Joe. Hey.
That's just like me.
Dr. Claw. Dr. Claw.
Oh my God, Bjorn!
I'm Dr. Claw. That's
Oh,
the
that's
bad guy
right.
from,
And then the cat's
Inspector
like,
Gadget.
Inspector Gadget. I'll get you, vampire.
I'll get you, cat. That's right. I forgot. That's a good voice. Goofy.
Good.
That'd be good. Goofy would be good.
pull, by the way, Bjorn.
Go, huh?
Yo-ho!
I'll say. What? How does Goofy talk normally? Well, I don't know.
Oh, no,
Mickey.
Mickey, gosh.
Oh, gosh.
I could do Mickey if you did Goofy. Could you imagine that? Oh, I don't know, Goofy. Do you think the body's here for a reason?
Oh, I don't know, Mickey. Well, we should
Fucking-
find out.
And I'll just be a Southern Belle.
Invention: the hero who knows things have gone awry.
So, Paul did one for each of us. Harlan would be the damsel assistant to the scientist. I would be the scientist inventor, and Justin would be the hero who knows things have gone wrong.
That'd be kind of cute.
That'd be cute.
I have more Inspector Gadget, so that would be on that too. That'd be funny too. And you have the science fiction. For me, I'm leaning towards Elvis or I don't know. I have to think. Joe.
What kind of accent does Marilyn Monroe have? Is she
She's
just
just
kind of like a
breathy.
new Hollywood sort of, like kind of
almost-
breathy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty,
What
like,
about-
you've, like, it's maybe a little less Southern Belle, but that's pretty much.
I think she's more.
Hollywood sort.
Yeah, I can't
Mr.
remember.
President.
I don't know. No, I think she's also like up a lot, like at the end.
Oh.
Actually,
a
you
little
know,
bit more of like kind of a bimbo sort.
Definitely, yeah,
but
definitely.
Oh,
like
I could
she-
do a Marilyn Monroe.
that's pretty good.
Justin, who are you leaning towards?
Well, if we're doing like an old Hollywood
I think I'll do
soap.
Charles.
That was pretty cute.
Yeah, I feel like playing an old guy. It's not very challenging for me.
Well, then, if
it's just like mentally good.
I don't want to do like the counterpart to Harlan if you're not going to be a trio with us, so I'll just be random Southern Belle type.
What would be my counter? Oh, Elvis and
Elvis.
Marilyn Monroe. Right. That I did not get why that was the counterpart. I was like, what's the? That makes
Oh.
sense. Then I won't do Elvis either. Then
Zia suggested I could do Alex. Oh, I'm Alex. Oh.
here.
It's funny because that's actually
I was just going to say,
pretty accurate.
just take Harlan's gin.
Just take my gin and you're there.
I'm sorry, that was
Oh.
bad humor.
No, it wasn't.
No.
It's true.
You could just like mess up your hair a lot and laugh really loudly.
Well, I thought the
Just don't pay attention.
What are we doing?
Where are we?
I'm gonna do.
Did that
Charles.
actually happen?
That was good.
Whoa, wait. I'm going to check
What
the
do I roll?
murder scene. We did that.
Okay, you're gonna do Charles. Charles?
I'll do Charles.
Okay.
I love that. I love the idea of like a almost senile
Old character.
man
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, me too.
I kind of like
Something
Colonel
that
Mustard
Charles
too,
Charles.
but Colonel Mustard would be too similar. So what would be a good pairing to that?
Abraham Lincoln.
Isn't that from? That's from a movie, Abraham Lincoln. It's
No, it's straight from Johnny's mouth, and
No,
I
no,
don't
no,
want to
no.
hear it. No, don't tell me, because even if you figure it out, I don't want to fucking know.
I know it is. I just forget the name of the movie. Or I know it's whatever.
What did I just say?
I won't say. Fine.
7 years a slave.
7 years a slave, not yeah. Half,
No,
half
7
time.
years.
They got off early.
25 years of slave.
You got out early. What's wrong with that?
Abraham
Good
Lincoln.
behavior.
Good behavior. You were the best slave. Oh God, that's terrible.
Got it on parole.
All right. So who the fuck should I be then? I'm thinking either Elvis or
Maybe I'll just be Winona Ryder.
I could do Carrie Elwes. I mean, it's
Characters, they're pretty much that's a good pairing because we're all kind of characters we've seen on the stream.
yeah, that's true.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's great. Let's
Should
do
I
that.
do Carrie Elwes?
Yeah, Carrie Elwes, Winona
I
Ryder.
think I've played him so much though, but all right. Carrie Elwes wouldn't wear this jacket. God,
No.
Carrie Elwes is too cool for that.
What would Winona Ryder wear?
That literally that she'd be killing an alien too.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
I'm gonna go get my regular glasses to look like an old person.
And you should take
Man,
off
I
your
wish I was
and you should
smoking
take
a cigarette.
you should take off your glasses, Joe.
Yeah.
That's more Winona Ryder. Why would you wish you were smoking a cigarette? She doesn't smoke, does she? No, she doesn't. And smoking's gross.
No, not doing.
So gross, everybody. Hello there, it's me, Carrie Elwes, Sherlock Holmes. So
Stream hasn't seen me without glasses on in a little while.
I'm gonna just pretend that Carrie Elwes is in a role. That's all.
Okay, so I'm just gonna post one more thing, looking for a couple more random clues. Post right here.
Maybe I should have glasses too, just to mix it up. But I don't know what Carrie Elwes wears.
Yeah, put glasses on. I feel like I look super weird without glasses on right now.
No, you don't at all.
I just look like 29-year-old Joe. Aw, Harlan with his hair pushed back. Super cute. Oh, it's just... Hello, everyone. It's the Winona Ryder stream. It's me. Hello. It's Winona Ryder. And thank you for joining me on tonight's stream. Tonight, we're going to talk about, one time getting married to Johnny Depp. Being Lydia from Beetlejuice for a while. And then... basically, I don't know anything else about Winona Ryder except that she was in Stranger Things. So I guess we'll also talk about having a house full of crazy shit and a son who got pulled into the underground underneath and how I can't sleep.
Isn't it called
anymore.
the Upside Down? I saw it. It's a good show.
Yeah, I think so.
These glasses are like not really glasses at all. You know, Kelly always doesn't wear glasses. I don't need them. Maybe just to read things. I need real fake glasses.
Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just getting some of these.
Justin, you have to wear your
excellent-
bathrobe. How could he forget?
Oh, yes, right. Thank you.
How could he
Excellent
forget?
clue ideas.
I
He-
forgot what
He literally spent the entire game in a bathrobe.
Panning booth. Good one, Zia. And the last one I'm going to go with is, well, I need one more, guys. I'll wait.
I'll wait.
Yeah, I feel bad because everyone is so behind us.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
That just
Shattered
means they get
glass.
the super secret.
Chris has got the last one with some shattered glass. I feel like people could have gone a little bit wackier on the clues, but that's fine.
You know what? We'll just wacky them up a bit. Maybe I'll add a little bit of flair to each one.
Yeah. So I'm going to copy the 1d20 list into the chat right now for us.
Fantastic.
Those are clues.
Those are clues. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And the scene details, we can use the same list as before because there's an alternate for each of them, so you don't have to repeat any.
Fantastic. All right. It's time to play.
So we have...
Oh, Missy. What are we doing?
I have Charles, I have copied a new list of clues into our private chat. So that's the 1d20 that we would be rolling when we were finding case-specific information. For the scene details, we're going to go with the same d10 list that I had been working with because we can choose the... Oh, maybe I should have done that better. We can choose the alternate if we're ever repeating a detail. Make sense?
Yeah, are we doing our characters, we're just like acting like them, but we're still Sherlock Holmes, or are we pretending that like we're...
What do you think is funnier?
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking maybe Carrie Elwes like playing the role.
Yeah, you're in a role for Sherlock Holmes.
Like
Charles used to be Sherlock Holmes, but he retired. And I think Winona Ryder and Carrie Elwes are both auditioning for Sherlock Holmes, maybe?
I was thinking, yeah, or like I was also thinking like maybe it's like a ride along where I'm like trying to get into the role, so I'm like only answering as Sherlock Holmes. You know what I mean? It's like when actors get into the role and they're like, only refer to me as Sherlock Holmes from here on out. I want to do everything he's going to do.
Yeah. We're Winona Ryder and Carrie Elwes are method acting, and Charles just kind of showed up, and he's actually the legit Sherlock Holmes from back in the day, but no one knows that yet.
I don't think he knows it either. I think
you guys show up first.
Half the thing about Charles's character is just being so out of it and doing random shit anyway.
So why don't we play it like this? And guys, this is like, you're getting a little bit of an insight into how we run this thing. But okay, so Justin, why don't you choose above where I was asking for clues, people were offering locations for this to happen. Why don't you look at those locations and offer the introductory narrative the way that I did. I'm going to come in first as Winona, then Carrie's going to come in, and then Charles will be the third entry into the scene. I'll roll for details first, then Carrie, then Charles. So you really don't have to choose like how the person has died yet. Just introduce the idea of there being a body. You can say like, they're hanging, or there's lots of blood, or like a couple of small details to get us started. But
sure, yeah. Just looking at all of the options. Are there any favorites out there? What
does Winona Ryder even look like?
Oh, we're getting.
You got it. You're hitting.
Now.
Maybe more bang.
No, I just mean for my like description of myself. I like her with like a pixie cut. God, she's a pretty woman.
Pretty woman
walking down the street. I see one setting that would work. Yeah, like I don't really see too many settings. A lot of clues, but.
An illegal cockfight, a sinking cruise ship,
there,
a bar, an Ancestry.com laboratory, the basement of the Alamo, popular mall in the 1980s on Halloween. I want to do modern.
Oh my god, that sounded good. What was that one?
popular
The popular
mall.
mall in the 1980s on Halloween.
Yes, but if you care, we can make it nowadays. But that's fucking perfect to me.
Let's give the MVP for the mid-game. Let's give the mid-game post to Dustin then for that.
That's dope.
Suggestion.
Perfect.
Because I also like the potential for multiple scenes within the mall too, because it's like depending on stores and shit like that.
Exactly.
Right? Perfect. And it's Halloween. I love that.
Very cool.
Okay. Oh.
Start us off, Justin.
It was a dark and stormy night. Halloween night. 2018. The Sunnyside Mall had just locked its doors, and security had just gone home for the day. But something was amiss. One of the security officers didn't quite get as far as his car. He didn't even get out of the doors. He might not have even been a security officer. I'm going to leave that open. Who was this man who didn't make it out? Or was he a woman? Anyways, there's a dead body right in the fountain of the Sunnyside Mall, illuminated by the nice LED fountain lights. And nearby, Sherlock Holmes, or someone who wanted to be like Sherlock Holmes for an upcoming role, heard the sound of someone screaming, "Ah!" and a splash. Sure.
So Winona Ryder is standing in the kind of side hallway of this mall, having just gone to the washroom, and it's near closing hours of the mall, so there's really no one around. She's just kind of finished powdering her nose, checked to see there's no oil on the nose, and then gone outside. She's wearing like kind of faded denim and a black pea coat. She pulls it around her. It's kind of chilly in the mall. There's a few errant leaves on the ground that haven't been swept up by the mall cleaners yet, it being the end of October. She hears this scream. What the fuck was that? Looks around and makes her way towards the fountain. Oh my god. There's a dead body. Winona sort of like walks toward it. She's like, this is perfect. I can really get into the role. She's actually talking to herself. She like slings her purse up a little bit more on her shoulder, sort of starts walking. Okay, so if I was a Sherlock, what would I do? Okay, I would stand back for a minute and I would examine. What would I do? I would examine the whole situation, and I'd look and I would see if there's any what's that word when people are looking? Witnesses. I would see if there's any witnesses. Okay. And she sort of casts around. She doesn't see anyone in the mall right now. Fuck. Did I lose track of time when I was in the bathroom? This is weird. Okay. And she takes a good look around at her surroundings, and she sees leaned up against the side of the fountain, where there's a body kind of floating in a macabre fashion, like water splashing on its back. There are like 6 to 8 like really creepy dolls just kind of all laid out along the edge of this fountain. The fuck are those? This is some fucking Beetlejuice shit. Okay, weird. Okay. And then she like gets a little bit closer to the body. She's like, this is gross. I kind of love it though. Alright, if I was a Sherlock, and she stoops down and she picks up one of the dolls really gently, and she's like, who are you, little doll? And then she hears the sound of footsteps coming towards her, echoing in this empty mall. Stands up, holding this creepy doll, and turns around to see...
Hello, Winona. And you see standing before you an older man, probably in his, I don't know, maybe late 40s, early 50s, in sort of a child-sized Sherlock Holmes outfit. And he's got like a plastic sort of front and back houndstooth jacket. It's very clearly a Halloween costume meant for a much smaller, younger person. And he sort of leans out from behind a spiral staircase, and his eyes are like bright and wide, and he's excited. And he says, Winona, it's me, Carrie Elwes. How are you doing? And he walks over to you and sort of grabs your hand and shakes it and shakes it.
Oh, hi, Carrie. It's really nice to see you again.
It's been so long. I can't believe how long it's been. It's so lovely to be working with you again. Right. No. I'm trying to get into the role of the mindset, and I'm really trying to encapsulate Sherlock Holmes. I bought a pipe, and he pulls out this pipe.
You're doing what?
Trying to get in the role of Sherlock Holmes. There's a new picture coming out, and they're trying to
Yeah,
the studio.
I know.
Yes, the studio is pitching me for Sherlock Holmes, so they told me to follow around a real expert. Are you the expert of Sherlock Holmes?
Well, I was also being pitched to be like a gender bendy, sort of like a skinny goth, kind of Sherlock Holmes. I guess I'm kind of an expert, being that I'm like a really good actor.
Well, let me tell you. This is wonderful! We can give each other notes. Now, listen, I love doing this type of thing. It's really good. And I think as long as you and I are the only two actors... Elijah Wood's not here, is he? Is it just us?
I fucking hope not, because that guy gives me the creeps.
He's a fucking psycho. But anyway, if it's you and I, we can give each other notes. I bought myself a pipe. Now, I tried a real one, but it didn't work. So I put bubbles in this one. It's beautiful.
Yes,
and bubbles will start floating up.
Very good. They're going to be really impressed. I think that the casting...
Oh, is this a fake body? Did they put something on here?
No.
And he walks over and he starts like reaching down and sort of touching the water.
Carrie,
This is
Carrie,
wonderful.
No.
Carrie, we did a movie together.
Yes, I said Carrie. That's a real body, Carrie.
And Carrie looks down and sees a typewriter next to these really creepy looking dolls, and he says, "What is this? This is a real body, and next to it all these disgusting creepy dolls, and then a typewriter." And he bends down and he presses it, and as he presses it, the slide sort of moves across, and a key comes out. A little key hung to a piece of string on the piece of the typewriter sort of swings down. Winona, is this one of your classic pranks that you did? I don't understand it. You're so clever and so beautiful. You're going to get this role. I'm so excited. I have no chance. I should just go home and take this. And again, the hat's like 3 sizes too small for him. It's like sitting on the crown of his head. He takes it off. He's
like a fascinator, like one of the British royal family.
I shouldn't even bother. I mean, well, if you're in this role, why do I even have a chance? Maybe I should just leave. And he starts heading towards where he came from.
No, I mean, it's not a prank at all. Carrie, I think I need your help. Look at all these creepy dolls. Put Justin on the...
I know I am. There's someone banging on the door. Let me go over and check him. Maybe he's meant to be the person to be training us.
Open up! I have something to return!
Gary, go help him.
Yes, of course. And I run over and I unlock the door and I push it open.
Oh,
Hello. Hi.
thank you, Sonny. I want to return this amp.
That's right. Do you have it? Yes, of course. Oh, come in. Yes.
There's some scary-looking people out there.
No. It's
very uncomfortable in the...
well, it's Halloween night.
So there was a man dressed like a box of cereal with knives sticking out of him. I said, what the hell are you supposed to be? He said, a serial killer. And I said, well, stay away from me. I gotta return my amp. He said, all right, have a good Halloween. And I said, shut up.
That's fucking awesome.
Well, come in. Yes, well, I can probably help you return your amp. I'm not too sure what we can really do, but come in. My friend Winona and I, best friend Winona and I, we're waiting and looking. We're trying to find someone to teach us how to be Sherlock Holmes. See, I mean, well, we are Sherlock Holmes for.
Sherlock Holmes?
Yes, he's this.
locks on my doors too.
No. He's this famous Britishy
Mr.
type.
Sherlock.
Yes. No, he's from England, and he speaks with a posh accent like myself, and he's going to train us how to solve murders and things of this.
Murder!
Yes, murder's most foul.
You've got my heart racing. There hasn't been a murder, has there? Did the serial killer?
No. It's no serial killer with dolls and trinkets and things like that. No. I mean, they're all dolls, but there's a typewriter which is completely different, and there is a murder, but it's only one body. It's not mass. Yeah, come. And I start leading Charles over to the fountain. See, it's just a regular old scene.
Hi there, I'm Golden Globe winner Winona Ryder.
Yes, this is Winona Ryder. She and I did a movie together once. It was fantastic.
It was very...
Murder?
Yes, hello, old man. What are you doing here?
I'm returning my amp. This young wiener says that is...
winner. No, I won a Golden Globe as well. I'm a winner, not a wiener.
Wiener.
Well, as you can
I'm
see,
hungry.
there's a dead body here in the fountain. Just trying to figure out what's going on. If there's any way we can call mall security, but I believe this is actually a closed mall. It's very strange, Carrie. Were you following me around?
Well, yes, but that's for totally other reasons. Again, my agent told me that a Sherlock Holmes type would be teaching me the ropes tonight so that I can get into character. That's why I bought this really expensive garb. It cost almost £2. Sorry, in American dollars, it cost $2.
What's this? Here's some sort of whippersnapper. Is that...
Oh, you're triggering the
Change
lights.
the color of the fountain.
No, why is the... You're pressing on the lights for the fountain. You're creating all these bizarre colors.
Turn off that switch.
Charles.
I don't know.
Charles.
I did.
You just press the...
I don't think this place is to be returned.
Oh, he's fallen down.
Oh God.
Here. Come here, sir. Take my arm.
And Carrie sort of looks towards the fountain and at the body and says, "Wait a minute, is this a real murder body, Winona?"
Well, look at the way that it's a real body floating in the fountain. Yes, it's real, Carrie. Look at...
There's been a murder!
Yes. Jinx.
Well, why didn't anyone tell me? I've got to look for clues.
Can you look for clues too? That would be amazing.
Mr. Charles, we've just discovered this old, creepy doll collection and some kind of a typewriter with, like, a key inside. Anything that you can add to this, we would really love your help, I suppose.
We're trying to train ourselves to be Sherlock Holmeses. Hopefully they'll take 2 of them, but they'll probably take Winona because she's such a better actress than me.
Oh, thank you, Carrie. I just don't think that a movie can really have 2 Sherlocks unless that's kind of like the whole premise of the movie, so...
No, quiet, quit your gabbing. God, I think I've found something. They just helped me into this fountain.
No, of course.
Oh, I don't know about that. Oh, he's sitting in the fountain, Carrie.
Yes, he is. It's wonderful, isn't it?
Don't slip. Oh, God. Winona hops in the fountain to hold his arm.
Look at this.
And he reaches under, and in with all of the coins that people have thrown into the fountain, there is a card. But not just any card. An ace of spades.
It's the Jack of Clubs. I've found the card.
No. That's a joker. They come in all the decks. There's 2 of them.
No. I'm sorry, but you're both very wrong. Here, let me take that. And Winona picks the card from Charles's
Pruny,
wrinkly hand. No, I'm sorry. This isn't the jack of anything. This is the ace of spades, so...
Oh, very good, Winona. You did such a good job.
I thank you,
You could be a real-life Sherlock Holmes. Couldn't she be a real-life Sherlock Holmes, Charles? She's so good.
Sherlock Holmes. There's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
Well, I said it a minute ago, but that's okay.
Oh, yes, it was about a minute ago. I used to be Sherlock Holmes.
Did you? That's fascinating.
To Charles.
You mean that you've read the books or seen...
No, Winona. He said he was Sherlock Holmes. That's brilliant.
But you're...
It was back in 1778.
Wow, you must be old then.
Let me help you.
In Baskerville.
The hounds?
Yes, there were some dogs. A Shih Tzu, if I remember.
You must be so old. That's fascinating.
Oh, I'm no young whippersnapper anymore. Oh.
Sit down.
Oh.
Sit down, Charles. Let me... Here, sit right here.
No.
Oh, you touched the lights again.
Oh, dear.
Oh, it's dark in here now. It's brilliant. It's spooky. It makes me feel alive.
Oh, sorry. Just don't... That's not my hand. Charles.
Oh, sorry. No, that was me. I meant to grab it
Harry!
because I was scared.
You fools. Sit right here. Let me just dry you off for a minute.
Oh, I like that feeling.
God, not you, Carrie. Get out of here.
Sorry, I keep stepping in the way.
There we go. Oh, the lights. I got them working again.
Say, if you're Sherlock Holmes, you must be the person that my agent said to learn from. Can you teach us about this crime scene? I found this. I don't know if it's any good, but it seems to be important. It's a broken monocle. And I pick up this blood-stained broken monocle. Actually, I pick it out of the body. It's like stuck into the eye socket. And I pull it out. And I'm like, this is probably a clue, is it not?
Everything is a clue.
Even that? And I point, and there's like, it's just the head of the statue of the fountain. Is that a clue too, Holmes?
It's like a accessory store. That's just
Is that rubber step one? What about that?
that,
Is Winona a clue? Are we clues?
That's an elevator, Carrie. No, that's not a clue.
How have you been, Winona? We did a movie so long ago. I haven't talked to you. It's
What
been
movie
obsessed.
was that? Again?
Dracula, about vampires. I've been obsessed with it ever since.
Oh, yes. That's so interesting.
It's the only movie we ever did together. It's funny because it always was special to me that I won the role because I was born in Transylvania. I don't know if I told you that when we worked together.
I'm gonna interrupt you.
Are you okay? Are you all right, Charles?
Did you find another clue? Is your pants filled with a clue?
No,
Do you need to be
I
changed?
didn't find another clue.
Oh.
Just shut your yabber jab.
Oh?
Wiener. Good. Now, Winona, you've had some good ideas, and you weenie, you've had some good ideas too. I've already figured this out.
Charles,
I won't lie.
Charles, can I ask you a question? Are you really Sherlock Holmes?
Oh, no, I changed my name legally 104, maybe 105 years ago, I think. Was it the 1970s? Maybe it was a dinner party. No, I was Sherlock Holmes, yes.
Okay, I'm sorry to interrupt you. What were you saying?
Oh, I was just saying that I know who did it. I know all of it, but I'm gonna let you guys figure it out.
Because of that, we're studying for the role. Is that right?
Yes. The important thing about Sherlock Holmes is that being him isn't easy.
Do you need a drink of water?
Yes, water.
I have an Evian in my purse. Just a minute. And she's pulling out like a giant wallet full of money.
Oh, yes.
I know you asked me not to talk, but I have an idea, if it's okay.
Fine, yes. What is your idea?
There's over there. Look. And like in the corner is this like tentacle creature like covered up into the corner, and it's got like 6 hands, and they're like spinning, and they're wet, and like it has an open maw between 6 tentacle hands, and it's dripping like this sort of like this like white fluid to the ground, and it goes and then it disappears in a flash. What did you think of that?
I missed it. What was it?
I don't know, but I feel like I'm going insane.
Oh, well, lie on the ground. Lie on the ground.
Okay.
Lie on the ground. Put your one hand behind your head and your one knee forward. Are you doing it, Carrie?
Yes, of course. My knee's breaking. It hurts a lot.
Yes, it's going to hurt, but it's the only way to cure insanity.
Oh, I feel better. I feel like I saw a puppy in that corner.
Good. All right. So, we have all the tools we need to solve this murder. Right in front of us. We have a card, the Jack of Clubs. We have, what was it? The Jack of Clubs? Ace of.
And this broken monocle.
Broken monocle. We have the key and a typewriter. And
I feel like that was just kind of here, though. That was like just kind of like a thing. That
which
was
one?
here.
The typewriter?
Yeah, it was just kind of lying here. I mean, I'm a student.
Oh.
No. You're right. The typewriter was here, but this wasn't. And I reach down into the water, and I search around for a second, and Carrie Elwes pulls up a big fake beard and a mustache. I think this might have something to do with a murder. And I hand it to Sherlock Holmes / Charles.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so much more important than... How did we found a clue yet? I think it's the first clue.
We found 2 clues. We found this playing card, and we found the broken monocle.
Sorry. This is much more important than the monocle, because this reveals that the killer must not have wanted the person to see what they were looking like for some reason.
Is it some sort of face cover?
Yes, I believe that's what they call it. A cover.
I think you should look at this, Winona.
Okay. Do I put it on my face or?
Oh, that's a good idea. Put it on.
Oh, okay. And Winona kind of shakes like the gross fountain water out of this fake beard and like plasters it on her face. She's like, "Is this what the killer would look like? I guess." Maybe.
Where are you? Who is this? Where did Winona go? Who are you?
Carrie, no, that's Winona.
Who?
In a beard.
Do I have to put the maybe the monocle on? Was the murderer wearing a monocle, maybe, or did this belong to the victim?
Oh yes, put the monocle on. Yeah. Put that in there.
Oh, thank you. Yes. Okay. And what do I look like? Okay.
I don't know who you are, mister, but you should leave.
Is this a good... Charles, am I doing a good job?
I think I had it before, but now...
What if I take the monocle away?
That's it. Now, where would you get pieces of equipment like this?
Actually, I think I know. There's a novelty shop just down this corridor in the mall. They sell all kinds of knickknacks like this. Maybe we should go look there.
We should, right. But I do not think that we've looked at the body enough.
And what do you see when you look at the body? What is its state?
Well, did you describe the body already? No. It's wet, first of all. Second of all...
I almost did a spit take.
Second of all, it doesn't look like there are any entry wounds, or, dare I say, exit wounds. Now, if someone were to be killed, and they don't have any sign of trauma, how could it be done?
Well, I
They
mean,
could be drowned, I guess. They're in a
Ah.
fountain, right? Oh,
the monocle could be poisoned. I once heard that was done.
I just had kind of a revelation, Charles. It's Halloween, as you reminded us from outside. Maybe someone was wearing this as a costume, as a fake beard and a monocle costume. Is that a costume?
My God, that's
People wear that
devious.
as a costume?
It could be.
Maybe. Charles, do you know? I feel like Carrie and I kind of live in like a weird world where, we're celebrities and we don't really have a lot of like touch with the real.
I live on my friend's couch.
I've never done a Halloween
Oh
before.
no!
I don't have any money.
You two youngins are doing just great. We'll make Sherlocks out of you yet. Now, you have a good idea that perhaps this wasn't the man's real beard and real owned monocle, otherwise there'd be a prescription in it. See? No prescription. It's plain-o. So, it is a costume. Now, the question is, did he get this costume at the novelty store? Also, the question is, did he get it at the costume factory? Or, third, did he get it at the novelty shop?
I guess we should just go and let's go look at the novelty shop. Here, Charles, you're soaking wet. Why did you have to jump in the fountain? Take my arm.
To get the...
Why are all of his veins so purple and stuck out of his skin? I don't understand it. And
Don't-
Carrie Elwes looks down at the body, and like all the veins are like protruding from the person's skin.
I thought you were referring to Charles.
Not his old.
That's very rude. He's an old man.
I once did a poison infomercial about ingesting them after I had a child stay at my house almost die from ingesting poison. I think maybe this could be something to do with poison, Charles.
Poison. Black adder poison. Or turpentine. It could be black adder or turpentine that would cause sickness. But which? Which was it? I think it was turpentine.
Why don't we go down to the shop where they sell the fake beard and the monocle?
Okay, I'll lead the way. And Carrie Elwes starts like marching ahead, singing a song. Oh, I'm Carrie Elwes, and day is great. I'm so happy to be here. Happy
Such a
to be
musical
off the
episode.
couch. I hate Harlan's beard.
Is that man Winona? Is he real or am I?
He's
Right.
not. I don't know him. He's just a
Look!
stranger.
And he stops. Look! And he points, and there's a magic eye poster on the wall. He says, I think this might be something important. And he just stares at it.
Oh, it's one of those.
No, don't tell me. I want to see it.
No, I've never been able to see these.
No, me neither, but I think I can today.
Winona stands directly beside Carrie Elwes and is like,
And our faces are like side by side.
alright, so I think you have to cross your eyes.
Okay, you cross your eyes and I'll cross mine. And we both look across.
And
You
you have
look
to,
over here, I
like,
look over here.
Move your face like closer to
I'm going as close as possible.
and farther away from.
I'm going
No,
as far as possible.
I don't see it. Charles? And Charles isn't here. Where are you, Charles? He wandered off down the hallway. Oh no, he's asleep!
I think it's a schooner.
I think it's... Is it a tractor trailer? I think it's a tractor trailer.
I think it's a poster. Oh God.
Oh, it's a bomb in the picture.
A bum?
A bomb. A bomb. B-O-M-B. It's a bomb.
No, it's a
Where's this
clue.
magic eye? Is it on the...
Oh, it's a clue.
It's not a clue.
No, it's a clue. And I point below it, and below the magic eye poster, sitting sort of, for some reason it was hidden, are a bushel of heirloom tomatoes. Oh, Winona, didn't you do a film about tomatoes?
I don't think I did.
I think you probably did. And I think I know exactly why this is such an important clue.
What was it called?
I never saw fried green tomatoes. Let's pretend you were in that.
Attack of the Killer
I may have
Tomatoes.
been. Honestly, there's
What's eating Gilbert's tomato?
Yeah, it's semantics. This is a more important... Fine, I was in a tomato movie, and I walk over and I pick it up. And I say, these tomatoes are an important clue.
They smell delicious.
There's nothing better than the smell of fresh tomatoes off the vine. I think...
Anyone who... Oh, go ahead, young
Please,
Sherlock.
Charles, let me try to figure this one out. I think I'm learning from you. See, these tomatoes here, the man must have put on his costume, come to the thing, poisoned him, and pushed him in the water to hide the evidence of poison. But I think because one of these tomatoes is missing, he must have injected it with poison and fed the man a tomato.
How do you know that there's a tomato missing?
Look. And there are 5 on each vine and then 1 vine missing.
And when you say look, are you like holding it like a centimeter away?
Yeah, it's like right here in your face.
Oh, you're so right. Oh, Carrie, good job. I'm surprised.
Why are you surprised?
Maybe you will make a wonderful Sherlock after all.
No, I'd be nothing compared to you. Nothing compared to you. I wrote a song about it once.
I think it's time. Are those tomatoes still good?
Which tomatoes? And
Well,
they're gone
no.
from his hands.
No, Charles, I think they were poisoned is the thing, so...
What was poisoned?
Never mind.
Which tomatoes? I think it's a schooner.
I'm quite hungry. I do think that we should go to this costume factory.
There's a food court, I think just down the way that we can, like, break into, I guess.
Oh.
And, like, make you like a sandwich, if you want.
Break into. Now that's Elijah Wood talk. I don't like to hear that from another actor, unless it's Elijah Wood. You're a good girl, aren't you, Winona?
Yeah.
I'm a good boy, too. I don't like to break into things if we don't have to.
Of course, yeah.
Here, if you're hungry, and he reaches in his pocket, and he has a handful of, like, wet beans. Have... and he has a handful of, like wet kidney beans. And he's like, if you're hungry, have a kidney bean. That's really funny.
Very gladly.
They've been soaking in my pocket all day. They're ripe and perfectly tender for eating.
Oh, would you like a Werther's?
And he takes one.
I hold out my
No, too sweet for me. And he like takes the wet beans and puts them back in his pocket.
Well, I might have myself a Werther's. Oh, you only live once, right?
Well, you've been living for 100 and plus 200 years, so maybe I'll have one of them too. And he takes a Werther's, and like almost like it's sour, his face tightens. He's like, "Ooh, these are far too sweet for me."
Ugh, what's that smell? Ugh.
Oh,
Are those beans?
did it happen again?
Charles, do you need to check you?
I'm sorry.
Did you find a clue?
I think-
I did not.
Is there a clue in your pants?
I did not poop my pants. You take that back, young penis.
I think those beans are in a garlic sauce.
Do you not like garlic?
Oh no, it's just despicable. I can't.
No. Beans are in this pocket. I keep garlic in this pocket. And I hold it.
No, I can't abide the smell. Keep that away from me.
I'm sorry, Winona. What about you, Charles? Do you like garlic?
I love garlic. Give me that.
Me too. Just raw cloves of garlic.
Winona, you say that you don't like garlic.
No, of course I don't. That's awful. How could you even? How?
You do realize that this is mighty suspicious.
Well, I don't know what you mean, and by that,
I've
stop
only met
shaking me.
in my 140 odd years. I've only met one person who did not like garlic, but it turned out that that person was no person at all. That so-called person was a vampire.
Vampires!
But I think that you're just being kind of ridiculous because it's
Run!
Halloween.
That's what the vampire said.
Charles, I think you're right. After Dracula, Winona we doubled down on our vampire lore, right?
Yeah, of course. I mean, it's weird that you said that you're from, like, Transylvania, but I didn't know that before. Like, you didn't mention that when we were doing the movie together. So
Well, I try to hide it because I've suppressed my Transylvanian accent to do more of a British accent because I feel like it's more endearing when I played Robin Hood.
I'm sorry, you have a Transylvanian accent.
Of course, all Transylvanian people have a Transylvanian accent, but I suppress it.
That's very suspicious.
Ugh. Don't shake me, please. I have an upset tummy. It feels weird. I don't know why. I've been eating garlic and beans all day.
Shut up! Shut your mouth! I've only met one person in my 150 odd years, and it was from Transylvania.
Well, it's a pleasure to meet you too.
He was a vampire's best friend. But he knew a vampire.
That's terrible.
Yes, so, just so both of you know, in case you get any ideas, I always carry this around with me. And I hold up a wooden stake.
Sorry, I had a bean stuck in my throat. What's that? Is that a piece of wood?
Not just any piece of wood. This happens to be a handcrafted stake of poplar. Poplar happens to be the best vampire wood.
I've always wanted to be popular. I think Winona's pretty popular. I want to be popular. That's why I'm trying to be in this new film called Sherlock Holmeses. It's about two Sherlock Holmes, and they're trying to solve a case together.
It's not.
I think it is. But when they see us in the audition together, Winona, I think we can pitch them a better movie. Not just one Sherlock Holmes, but two. Two Sherlock Holmeses solving the case. And maybe even three if Charles wants to be an actor. He's pretty good.
Excuse me.
Do you have a bean cut in your throat as well?
I just sneezed.
Oh.
You think that I would be a good actor?
I think you have the dynamic range. Yes, of course.
I don't know what that means.
It means you can say highs and lows, and you have a lot of to give, a lot of love to give, like all actors.
Shut up! Alright.
You remind me of my daddy.
So by this point, we've walked all the way to the prop shop, and actually the door is ajar. So
How the hell can a door be ajar?
don't fucking do that ever again.
Wow, ouch.
He's out of control, man. He's out of control.
So the door is slightly open, and the lights are off inside.
This is a spooky place. I don't think we should go in, but I'll go in first. And Carrie leans his head in to look at whatever's inside and sees... Do you smell something? Listen, do you smell that? It smells like...
I'm sorry, did you ask me to listen to smell something?
Yeah, look. Can you hear that? Smell it. It's on the wind.
I lost my sense of smell years ago.
It
But I can
reminds
see
me of...
that the lights in here are red and very ominous.
It smells like growing up in the wilderness next to a rotting body. Look. Smell that. And I step into the room Winona, can you come in? I'm scared.
Oh, careful, Sonny. It is mighty scary in here.
All right, Carrie, what are you talking about?
Can you hold my hand?
All right.
Can
yes.
Charles hold my hand too? I don't want to ask him. Can you ask Charles for me?
I don't think it's a very Sherlock Holmes thing to do, Carrie.
Okay.
Charles is kind of just walking up ahead while you're talking and asking about holding my hand. Oh, and I'm reaching up. Oh, and I grab a costume and I pull it down. Oh, it's a skeleton. Who keeps skeletons in a shop?
I think it's just a costume.
Do you think there's another body with this skeleton business? And Carrie takes out his phone light and shines it in the darkness to reveal a row of spooky-looking skeletons.
Ooh.
These are spooky.
Very, very spooky. But also, look at this. And I get down on one knee.
And propose to Carrie Elwes.
I've always wanted to be married.
I'm not marrying you! You! I'm reaching for this garden gnome. Well, it's just a garden gnome. It's a novelty shop. I guess it makes sense. But it's here. They have garden gnomes and pink flamingos and... Oh, they've got big hands that you put their foam and you put them on your hands. Look!
Maybe...
It says you're number one!
Me?
Oh! I gotta be careful where I point that thing.
Oh. Now you really remind me of Daddy. Say, didn't we meet before? Didn't I help you with a Nigerian prince email scam?
What?
You're Charles, aren't you?
Yes, I'm Charles. What the hell are you talking about?
I helped you before, I remember. You and your son. You were down South America way. Remember? You and I. We split the money. It was beautiful. Remember we got in the car with Elijah Wood?
Oh.
It's alright. No one remembers me.
I remember Elijah Wood.
Most
I
people
remember
do.
the car.
Yeah, that's okay.
I remember my son was there, yes. Charles! His name was Charles too, wasn't it?
Yes.
I don't remember.
No one remembers me. That's alright. I don't think even Winona remembered that we were in Dracula together.
Look! It looks like Winona's seen something.
I'm sorry. And Winona has wandered over to the rack of fake beard and mustaches and scrabbled around underneath it, and she withdraws triumphantly a loaf of sourdough bread. I think this probably has something to do with it. You said that one of those tomatoes was maybe poisoned or something. Maybe the murderer was gonna make a very poisonous sandwich.
No! This is bruschetta bread! He was going to make a poisoned bruschetta!
Yeah, well, like, bruschetta is kind of just like an open face sandwich, though, isn't it?
Makes a difference! I think our killer was a cook!
Oh, or an Italian.
Oh god, I hope not! Those Italians! Dangerous folks!
Yeah.
Well,
Too much oregano!
Lure you in with nice-smelling cuisine, and before
Too much
you know it,
garlic.
you're rubbing your belly saying,
Oh! I have garlic! And I pull out garlic again.
Giovanni.
Oh, sorry, these beans! They're getting stuck in everyone's throats! And he takes the bean. Listen, we have the garlic, which I found when I entered the place. I'm eating floor garlic, by the way. We have the tomatoes and the bread. If we can find the other ingredients to recreate this bruschetta, I think we can understand exactly why this killer was trying to kill someone. There's an East Side Mario's at the end of this long laneway. I think I know where all this started.
Oh, in the East Side Mario's.
It's the
You're
only way
doing
someone
well,
could make
young.
top quality bruschetta in this place.
You're doing well, young Sherlock. And you too, young Sherlock. You're doing all the moves I would have done.
Thank you.
Even
go.
this one?
Just bumped our shoulders together.
Yes, we did that move. Wonder Twin powers activate.
I think it's time we go to Eastside Mario's and we can get some food there, maybe? Or do you think it's closed on account of Halloween?
I think it's probably closed, but we'll just have a little bit of pasta. It's fine.
I hope they have unlimited breadsticks. And Carrie Elwes leaves the store, whistling.
And we all follow.
We follow.
And we make our way through the malls.
Da, 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 da. Is this such like a jaunty murder investigation?
Murder?
That's the Jugo juice.
There was a murder?
Yes, Carrie. That's why we're doing the Sherlock thing. There was a body in there.
And Carrie like goes down, like
No.
crouches like an inch from the floor and goes, "Look!" And like at the end of the hallway next to the Eastside Mario's is like an oddly placed statue. It's like sort of on a bit of an angle, and it's sort of this concrete gray sticking all the way up for about 4 feet, and then sitting perched on top, fully painted, is this statue of a gnome. Look. And Carrie Elwes starts like creeping towards the statue.
Is he gonna get it?
And he gets to the gnome statue and he stays crouched down. He reaches out and he pokes it.
I think he's gonna touch that gnome.
And when Carrie Elwes' finger touches the gnome, he retracts it really quickly and waits. It's a statue. We're safe. Come.
Okay. I follow quick. We're gonna find this murderer and we're gonna put him to justice.
Definitely.
And then we're gonna kill him.
Yeah. No. But that spooky statue definitely put a no-no in my book. It made me pee a little bit.
Oh.
Me too.
Not enough to me leave a stain. Just a bit.
Oh, right. So we go in the Eastside Mario's.
And we step through into the dark vestibule where there's the sign that says, "Please wait to be seated."
And within, we see laid out on a couple of the tables different items that seem to be made of kind of a green felt.
Robin Hood materials.
Yeah, it looks like maybe someone was rehearsing for a play. There's some red feathers. I think this is like a Robin Hood thing.
I played Robin Hood, and I take a hat and put it on.
Well, that suits you much better than the Sherlock costume, I must say, Mr. Elwes.
Does it now? And he scoops up all the pieces of costumes and says, "I'll be back," and he runs away.
Aww. Well, come on, Charles. Let's see if we can get you some food. And we are flicking on lights as we go into the kitchen.
Yes, and as we go into the kitchen and you flick the light on, I go, oh, look! Because just across the hall, you see Charles is pointing towards, just inset into the wall, about a foot back, a bust of the Queen. Look! It's a bust of the Queen! I think I used the wrong list. But oh well.
It's another bust of the
Every
Queen.
bust of the Queen is a secret entrance.
But it's also wearing a broken monocle.
We all know that you are basically the old version of Little
Man,
Sherlock.
Yes. You're old little Sherlock, so we
I
find a bust
know
of the Queen inside this.
exactly what to do.
Is it at Eastside Mario's that we said?
Yeah.
Yes. Listen, there's only one way to explain this, and that's in song. Oh, and you see a bust of the Queen. You got
Oh, I mean,
just
no.
put your hand on it and rub its face.
Okay, like this? Am I doing it right?
Like that. It'll crack its nose.
Okay.
And it cracks. And then it goes,
Oh my god. Oh.
the door opens. And there behind the door is Carrie Elwes changing.
And he's like, "Oh." And he just sort of hops out. One more minute, and he hides behind a changing screen, which is weirdly in Eastside Mario's.
Ugh, it's just a closet. I thought
I
that it would
could
be
have sworn
important.
that was going to be something.
Oh, I think it is an important clue. More important than the last, even. Because if we go in here, we go into this dark closet that smells of garlic. It also smells of tomatoes.
I'm sorry. I can't be in here, so I'll just be around the corner.
And as you start walking out, Carrie Elwes jumps out in like this like tight little green shorts, felt little t-shirt revealing his chest with a green little hat, and he's like, "Huzzah! I'm back! Sherlock Holmes no more, Robin Hood I am. And I think Robin Hood's gonna solve this case wide open by giving to the poor and stealing from the rich. How much money do you have, Winona?"
I've like a couple mil.
"Right, let's talk after. I want to follow you home. What about you, Charles? Charles, did you win that money?"
Millions!
"Yes." "Where's a knife?" And he starts wandering off.
Look, I found one right here! And in the secret compartment area, there's a cutting board and a knife and some juicy tomatoes.
Oh, this must be where he's poisoned the tomato for the poisoned bruschetta. But is there... Yes. And I reach out. What the fuck's else on bruschetta? Feta? What do you put on
Feta
bruschetta?
bruschetta?
Yeah,
Feta.
you got
Put
feta,
olive
you
oil?
got some olive oil,
Balsamic
balsamic vinegar.
I'm trying to remember what the...
Basil?
Basil, that's the other one. Okay. So I see the... But feta's in it, right? I haven't made it in so long.
Depends.
And what's the
You
main...
can have cheese or not. It's mostly tomatoes and onions. You want some balsamic, some olive oil, salt, pepper, basil.
Garlic, basil, olive oil, vinegar. Okay, perfect. So, yeah, we'll just say basil then. And he reaches out and says,
Man, I could go for some fucking bruschetta.
"Well, it's good stuff." And I grab the basil and say, "This, that means this is where the poisoned bruschetta was created. Don't you understand what this means?"
Oh, it means that this is where the poison bruschetta was created.
"Wow, really? You're right. Good job, Charles."
Thank you. Now,
And the lights click on and we start walking around the kitchen.
Interestingly enough, these lights are like daylight lights, the kinds that emit UV light, and it's something that Eastside Mario's has been using in their kitchens for a long time to kind of help their employees feel more like they have access to the outdoors, even when they were being cooped up for hours and hours and hours on end.
is it like this? Or is it
Yeah.
more like this?
It's more like that, I would
Like
say.
blue, okay.
Yeah, like a daylight UV.
Midnight blue.
Isn't UV bad for you?
Yeah, I don't really know. It's like
Yeah,
a
that's what
tanning
gives-
bed sort of situation, I guess.
You get melanoma.
And Carrie Elwes sort of steps into the shoes and says, "One of my greatest strengths as an actor is putting myself in the role and understanding who I am. I'm going to pretend for a moment that I am that I am the killer. All right. I'm gonna kill a guy." And he picks up a
That
knife.
was really good, Carrie.
"Thank you. I'm gonna continue trying." "Gah! Gonna kill a guy." And he walks over to the cutting board. "Duh, bruschetta. Whang! Whang!" Starts cutting up tomatoes. Duh. "The bread, Winona. Hand me the bread."
Yeah, just a second here. She's reaching through her purse to get the bread that she's like put away somehow in like a big napkin. So what you're saying, Carrie, is that like one of the killer was maybe like a cook?
"Yes, I think I know exactly where the next step is." He puts on the bread. "Da bread!" Dum, dum. And he cuts open the bread and he puts tomatoes on and says, "I'm gonna kill a guy because I hate him." And he walks over to the toaster and he toasts the bread.
Charles,
I think we're almost
he's
there.
method acting. This is what Carrie does. He's a
I'm
genius.
in the zone. Dog, I hate him so much. He walks over to the shelf. "Okay, if I was here, that's right." And I open a cabinet and I reach in behind a bunch of spices and pull out a vial. "This is where the poison would have to be." And I open it and smell. "Yep, that's arsenic." And he falls over, just passes out onto the ground.
That's genius, Carrie. Good job.
Is it nap time already? Well, it looks like we've solved this case. Good
No.
job, everyone.
I don't.
Make fantastic Sherlock.
I am tired. Maybe we should all just take 5.
It's like there's some sort of gas.
Oh, my tongue was swollen there.
And when we all wake up, we're bound to chairs in a dark room, and we don't know where we are.
What's
It's all
going
dark.
on?
There's just a spotlight on us.
I just remember waking up and hey, I found the arsenic but it put us to sleep. What's going on here?
Carrie?
Like back
Charles?
in World War III.
This reminds me of a movie I did with Saw. Quickly, hand me a saw so I can cut off my limbs.
What? Shit, I don't have a saw.
I
What do you think
can't
this
reach anything. I'm bound. Where are we?
And a voice crackles over a speaker.
You fell directly into my trap, you fools.
Is that
Oh,
the Revenant?
I don't
Who's
know.
that?
What's a revenant?
That better not be you.
You thought you were awfully smart, didn't you? Tracking down my ingredients, finding where I prepared the poison, finding where I fed the man the food. Did you ever stop to question why I killed him?
We were kind of like getting to that. It was like part of the procedure where we're just like finding out what happened, like bit by bit. And honestly, I'm kind of like chasing these guys around a little bit. So
Well, let me tell you then. 10 years ago, I started as the chef at Eastside Mario's. Every day I slaved over the bruschetta. Everyone enjoyed it except for one man. A security guard who decided to eat every meal here.
well, that sounds, I guess, kind of sad. Like, why did he eat every meal at Eastside Mario's if he didn't like the bruschetta very
He
much?
had a coupon.
Oh, like the unlimited pasta pass at like
Yeah, but like we had one for a limited time because of it was a promotion for the film Mulan, and basically, it doesn't matter. I tried really hard to make him happy. I tried so many times to make the bruschetta perfect, but it was never enough.
Well, I guess I'm sorry for that.
But did you kill him because he didn't like your bruschetta? That's a
Hey.
stupid reason.
Can you just turn on the lights? It's pretty dark in here.
I don't want to. Is he asleep? Is that guy asleep? Wake him up. This is my thing.
No, because he's like almost 200 years old.
But this is my moment. And he's sleeping to it. That's really rude.
Just turn on the lights, please.
But why is he sleeping?
Cause it's dark. He's an old man.
Do you know I'm like gonna kill you probably? Tell him to wake up.
No, you tell him.
Fine, I'm turning on the lights.
And we're in the walk-in freezer tied to 3 chairs.
Oh,
And
that's
for
why
some
it's
reason,
so cold in here.
For some reason, there's a loudspeaker in here.
It all makes sense now.
Charles, wake up! We're angering this chef.
Or being killed, I guess. Charles, wake up.
Charles, you should
Wake
probably
up.
wake up.
Charles. How does my
Guys, please
Well,
wake up. This is really rude.
You have to untie me so I can wake him up, okay?
Your bounds are barely tied. You could figure out a way to get out. I'll be waiting for you.
He seemed to know an awful lot about us.
Carrie, maybe this is time for you to be a hero. You are wearing the Robin Hood outfit after all. Maybe
You're
this
right.
is the real role that you're meant to play.
You know what, Winona? You're right. When I first met you, I knew that you and I were going to be
One
the
of your-
best of friends.
Are you shaking a free hand at me?
No. This one's not tied. The other one is. Oh! He didn't tie my hands. I thought we were doing that. Let me untie us. And I stand up and I start untying everyone.
Oh, God, thank you. Charles, wake up. Charles. Charles?
Is Charles dead?
Charles.
And I kneel by Charles. No! Did
I
that
think
feel?
actually is dead though.
Did that feel authentic, Winona? I want notes. Did that feel like I cared?
I think you did good, but I think maybe there could be a little bit, a little bit more.
More? Okay.
Yeah.
I
Do you
want
take it
notes.
again from the top?
Okay.
Okay.
No! Like longer, you think, or like more emotion?
Like a little longer, and maybe say no again.
Okay. No!
Yeah, I think that was really good.
Did the hands work? Oh!
Okay.
I saved him with my acting. That's happened twice before.
Good job, Carrie.
Thank you.
Good
Why
job.
are we clapping?
Because I saved you with my acting. Now the cook is out there. I don't know who he is.
Carrie, I think we should get him out of the freezer. This is not good for him.
Oh. Look at that. He really is Sherlock Holmes. And Winona and I follow.
This way! This way! Look! This is the speakerphone he was talking on.
Yes, it smells like garlic.
A little bit.
I can't abide the smell of garlic.
Winona, you're scaring me. Why don't you like garlic so much?
It's awful. It gives me gas.
I hate to admit this, but I've been having my own suspicions. Before we go any further, I feel like we should talk about them.
What?
Ever since our movie together, Dracula, I've always suspected people of being vampires. It's just something I do. And I feel like it'd be fair if I suspected two of you as well.
Well, I think you're a vampire, Carrie.
How could you do that? I held your hair while you were sleeping.
Why did you do that? That's a really weird thing for you to do. My hair does not need to be held while I'm sleeping, Carrie. That's totally a weird vampire thing, isn't it? You gross me right out. Plus, you're from Transylvania, so there's that.
I was only from Transylvania. Once. I was born there on a passenger train because Mummy couldn't keep her legs shut. She wanted me to be born in a better place. No, I meant while I was being born, not before. I was coming. She wanted me to be in the next town over, but it just couldn't happen. Mumsy.
Oh, look at this.
But what about you? You hate garlic so much.
It's just a dietary thing, really.
Will you tell me honestly? Are you a vampire?
Of course not. Don't be silly.
Swearsies?
Swearsies.
On Dracula movie buddies?
Of course. I swear on this fake beard.
Okay. Oh, you're still wearing that beard. Oh, you could have taken that off ages ago. Oh, but look at this screensaver.
Wait,
This is
Charles.
The murderer's
Are you
office.
a vampire?
Why are people asking me if I'm a vampire? I just happen to like this screensaver because there's lots of bats on it.
Oh, that's what it was. I was wondering what your quirk was.
Yes, there's all these bats on here. But there's also these. Look, in the bottom right corner of the screensaver, I think there is a clue telling us where our man might have escaped to.
It doesn't matter. We have friendship, and that's all that matters. Let bygones be bygones. Who cares if he killed someone? What's important is the three of us aren't vampires, and we're friends for life. Do you still have your necklaces on?